Live. No stupid opening. I'm here by myself. So I'll yammer for a bit and see if anyone wants to come and join. So, does anyone want to say hello in the peanut gallery? What's up, John? I hope you're doing well. Easy now. Normand. Hello, Glenn. Hello, Doc K. It's all I'm going to do tonight is just say hello to people. Hello. Hello. Okay. I know this loser might join. Let me text him to come in. I'll give him a link. Go. There's your link. Okay. It's not an official. What's up, Christopher? It's not official unless Daisy Mick says hello. What's up, Daisy Mick? Okay. Speaking of losers, what's up, Norman?
I'm cooking, so while I'm cooking, this is kind of like watching Julia Child while I'm cooking.
Are you making a Swanson's Hungry Man dinner?
No, I'm broiling chicken thighs. Baking chicken thighs, excuse me.
I air fry them. That's what I'm going to do after this.
I don't have an air fryer, but I
air fried chicken.
Yeah, a little garlic and all the usual stuff. A little chili powder just to get a little bite. Some potatoes, some broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
So let me pour something here.
You need your protein.
Pardon me? So what's the topic tonight, boss?
I don't plan on stuff, but things happen, so there's stuff to talk about. But I guess I always will start off my videos. What's up, Eddie? And show the records I've accumulated in a stupidity run to record stores and just buying anything.
You could do a 20. There you go. You could do a 24-hour on all the time, just showing records you.
No, I can, but I got good ones. This came in the mail today, and if you're part of the Discord, I posted this. So let me make myself big. Notes and Tones turned me on to Jerry Allen. This is a reissue that just came out from a 1984 album she did for Minor Music is the label, and I don't know that they Mazzy did these like European style. It wasn't shrinked; it just comes in a plastic sleeve. And to their credit, this company put the album inside the gatefold.
Joe Harley turned me on to her because didn't she do that one with that album with what's his name?
You have another old man. Fix your camera, old man.
What's wrong?
It's not horizontal. It's not landscape.
This album I streamed before I bought it.
See, I know why you're used to magazine.
By the way, if you want to get this album, I bought it off of Amazon for $17. So it's not expensive. So this Jerry Allen album is her, Anthony Cox, but Andrew Sorrell, it says special guest, but he's on most of the album playing drums. And this is very avant-garde, little free, but it's really good. I streamed it. This just came today. I haven't listened to the album yet, the vinyl, but the album is excellent. Driving around LA, I've been streaming this. So
didn't he do? Am I wrong? Wasn't she an album with Jimmy Giuffre? Am I thinking of someone else?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Harley made it hard to get her album.
Yeah, I know Joe Harley mentioned to me, Nicole. Thank you. But
this is called The Print Makers.
Who was with her on that one?
Andrew Sorrell and Anthony Cox. So this is on Amazon for $17. Go buy it. You will not be disappointed. Okay. So this just came from Amazon. I did go out today to one of my low stores that are reasonably near me, and I picked this up. Mazzy. I think you got this for Record Store Day, didn't you?
No.
So they put this out last year for Record Store Day. This is an OG. This is Chico Hamilton with Little Feet.
Whoa.
I remember hearing about that, and I never got it.
Really is. This is a very good album.
I'm sure it is. And I think at the time I was going to get it, and I totally forgot about it.
But I wonder if they fixed this on the reissue.
Fix what?
Look who he's called, George Lowell.
George.
Not Lowell George.
Nice.
Yeah, Lowell George.
Isn't that funny?
Well, it's not Lowell, but yeah, Lowell George. George Lowell.
This is good.
Let's call
Really
Rob.
like
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plenty of copies of
Eagle
the record
Rob.
they want to pick up.
Kaplan Jim.
Yes. All right. So the next two records, there used to be a place on Amazon called Amazon Warehouse. They changed the name to Amazon Resale. So when you do the drop down menu, I don't know what happened to him. So that's where people return records and they can't sell them as new. So I picked this up. This is the Chad New reissue of Coleman Hawkins Encounters Ben Webster. I had a mono that I stepped on. It's really the only record I ever stepped on. But they had this for $20 and it was sealed. So there was nothing wrong with it. Mm-hmm. So, and this is a excellent record. So it's basically,
I have that.
These two with Oscar Peterson and Ray Brown. And
I have some sort of 70s pressing of that. Nothing,
but this Chad one is very good. The jacket
I'm sure it is. Hello, Mike.
Right. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's good to see you.
So, I picked this up too. This is the contemporary reissue that Chad's doing. This was in the resale for $17, and it's in perfect shape. Mm-hmm. So nothing wrong with it. The cover or the vinyl. So, and this is an excellent record. Really is very good. If you're not into Harold Land, get into Harold Land. Okay, so this is a mishmash of what I picked up in the last week. I've had this record before. It wasn't in good condition, but I picked it up again. And this is the Kenny Drew Trio. Mm-hmm. That's his daughter, by the way, on the cover, called Dark Beauty. But who steals this album? It's basically a Niels Henny Norstedt Peterson album. His bass on this, I always have issues with the way bass is recorded. Mm-hmm. Every mastering engineer or engineer who records music should listen to this album. This is like a perfectly recorded bass. You can hear it. You can hear the plucking. And that's my favorite part of a trio.
Plucking?
Is the bass. Is it I plucked this to you, Mazzy, you see? So, but this is
I love you, bro.
Pick up this record for him. It's really,
you and I have like a bro rapport, I think.
Yeah, go make your baked chicken thighs, Mazzy.
I am.
Okay, so I saw this. Mike talked about this record a lot when he was on one of his rabbit hole things. So I found, actually, Mike, at the store I went to, they had the Leroy Vinegar stereo one too. But this was a good price for this. And it is an excellent record. Sounds beautiful. This is kind of minty.
So Mazzy, this record, you see how it says stereo records at the bottom?
Yes.
So Steve Hoffman, when he was on Westman Stream, recommended like the Lighthouse stereo records. There's basically in 1957, they put out like 20 jazz records, and they are like the first stereo records that used some like fancy like RCA lathe or something. And they sound great.
This sounds excellent. Really does.
But yeah, and they're like very easy. The mastering system is unique.
I'll save the two biggie ones. I found this really cheap, so I have the Pure Pleasure version of this. I found a OG mono, and this thing sounds amazing. So it's Sonny Rollins and Coleman Hawkins, and the backup band is Paul Bly on piano, Roy McCurdy on drums, and then it switches between Henry Grimes and Bob Crenshaw on bass. and it's an excellent record. But this sounds so good, mono.
What's up with Dynagroove?
Mazzy could talk about Dynagroove. This is a deep groove.
What is it supposed to be?
Remember Dinosaur?
No.
You know, I used to know, and I'll be honest with you. I
What
don't
is
remember.
Dynagroove?
Yeah, I don't remember. There were a lot of names that each label would use for sometimes a very similar thing.
Wasn't
like
Dynagroove just like they ran out of good plastic, so they made shit thinner?
That's Dynaflex.
Dynagroove?
That's Dynaflex.
Dynaflex.
And Dynaflex actually, we talked about that before.
Yeah, you dated Dynaflex, right?
Dynaflex it's just thinner, but it's great vinyl.
That
because
sounds
at that point, when they were recycling vinyl, a lot of times they weren't even removing the labels, so you'd get paper in the vinyl and shards in the vinyl. And Dynaflex are fantastic.
Yeah, Mike, you really know how to get two old guys confused and moderating. Okay, I've been looking for this. I've been looking for this because I'm trying to collect all the Booker Irvin stuff. This is a 1973 pressing. It sounds quite good. Still in the shrink. It's Don Patterson with Booker Irvin, Billy James, and Leonard Houston, and it's good. You know, organ, groovy organ.
We have an update on Dynagroove here from Breakfast King.
Okay.
So Dynagroove is a recording process introduced in '63 by RCA Victor. For the first time, used analog computers to modify the audio signal used to produce master disc for LPs.
Oh.
Thank you. Did you go to Loyola University for that? Did you learn all that kind of stuff schooling at Loyola University?
I don't know. Leave him alone.
No,
I picture. I've had this before. I'll give it another listen. I found a Van Gelder Black Bee.
I like that record.
You do?
Yeah, I used to have. Is that? Wait, I have it on what I have it, but it's a good record.
I'll give it another try. And then I think I might have showed this before. I picked up this Monarch pressing, and this is a great. I think this is like his movement into kind of soul jazz, being more funky. It's good. I'm sure. I wonder, do people know if this was sampled a lot? Seems like it would be. All right, here's Harry. Harry, I run into I introduced Harry to Mazzy. I run into him at LA record stores all the time.
Did we meet him in LA?
Yeah, he was.
Which one was Harry?
The mask, the tall guy. You were.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. And I said this a little bit.
Series.
I do have one of these later reissues, but I found an OG of this, and this is very good. This is more kind of spiritual avant-garde stuff, but a great. I have one other of his albums, Clifford Tom. I think Dave picked up a record in New York, but the lineup on here is pretty stellar. Archie Shepp and Grandchamp Moncor, Dave Burrell. It's really a good record. If you ever see this out, I'll see if I can find my other copy and probably throw it in my next auction. But it's very good. Okay. I found I don't know. I have another copy of this. I don't know if it's stereo or mono, but I found a mono New York pressing of this. And this is excellent. And this is like near mint. Very minty.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. I have not listened to this yet. This is a later Don Cherry record, and I believe it's kind of almost poppy. It's not him being weird and stuff, and he's even singing on this, but it's a pretty kind of, it's not smooth jazz, but it's pretty tame Don Cherry stuff. So I'll give it a full listen. It's on the Barclay label.
Oh, so it's a French? Is that a French?
Yeah, it's French.
Yeah, that's all. That's the stuff like Sam.
Okay, and then this is kick ass. This is David Murray on Hat Hut. It's a double album, pretty free, and he's playing a trio that includes right here at the top. Johnny Dinah, and
Diani.
South African bass player,
Yeah.
and Andrew Sorrell. It really is kick ass.
Yeah, it looks good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
So
like that kind of like illustrated 3D effect of illustration.
it really is. Yeah. I have a bunch of these on this label, and it's good. Cat Hut. All right, that's what I found. So, oh no, wait, I have two more. The two biggest records I found. Okay, I found a Liberty pressing of Idle Moments, and it kicks ass.
Huh.
This Van Gelder sounds so good. Got this for a very, very nice price. So I think there's none for sale of this particular version on Discogs. And I guess, what would the Liberty pressing be of this? I think it only came out the year before.
The Liberty? Is it the
It'd
mono?
be like a second or third pressing of it.
Yeah, probably. Is that a
Yeah.
stereo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it sounds awesome. Okay, so this one I couldn't pass up.
You didn't pass a lot up.
No, well, I didn't, but this I couldn't pass up because I got it for a ton less than it goes for.
That's a 33, isn't it?
No,
No.
45.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard when it came out, I heard everyone praising it. Felipe,
George loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
George loved it, and I have to say, they are correct.
Yeah, I'm
This
sure.
really does sound really good.
That's one of those records though I wouldn't want split up for it. Just
You know what? It doesn't hurt it.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine, but
Right. I do have an early 70s pressing, and I have the analog production one, but this
Well, the
Killed.
track listing, like acknowledgement, is that just on one side?
every song's on one side.
Okay. So that's actually pretty cool.
It really is very good.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed how good
Very
this
nice.
is. So, and it was it was worth paying what I paid for it. So
was
That's-
it used or sealed?
it was used. Some guy came to the store and dumped a bunch of audiophile records. They even had the Miles Davis.
Did he have a German accent?
prices on- Huh?
Did he have a German accent?
No, but he wore sweaters
Uh-oh.
and thick cloth. No, so
Can
there
I
you
ask
go.
Mike a question? I know you have more records probably.
No,
Mike, what was your opinion of the New York shows? I know the venue was smaller, but it was in Manhattan versus. I liked the venue last year. I didn't like that you couldn't go out and come back in. But what was your impression overall? Just more the same, great, better. You know,
I think
didn't have to meet up apparently, unfortunately.
last year
That's
felt like
WFMU.
yeah, this is WFMU. Last year it felt bigger. I don't know if that's just because of the layout of the arena made it feel that way, but it seems like last year was more organized.
less
That's not the
sellers.
right
or more
word. It
sellers?
just seemed
There's
like
more
it
sellers
was,
this year, I heard.
well, this year I feel like it was just in one big room. And
Venue, yeah.
yeah, and I don't know. I felt like some of the tables, like there were a few jazz tables where like everything was beat. Like the titles were amazing, but like everything was trashed and just like dirty. So there was like a lot of that there. You had to do a lot of digging through like pretty nasty records. So anyway.
Rockaway and Freakbeat had a great time. They told me they did well.
Yeah, but when they go, they don't bring a lot of shit with them.
No. They get a table though.
And they just sit there, and it's like they're there to sign autographs.
You need
Okay,
a good, I think you need a good producer though, because apparently there was no like big meetup or dinner or bar or something with everyone. I heard, and we had that last time. I know
Yeah, but
Billy.
people came different days.
For the first time ever, WFMU contacted me today asking for advertising rates.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
what does that mean? What does that mean to you, Jim?
That they might have had a shitty show and they're looking to improve it or something. I don't know.
Well,
And also Chicago. What's the name of the show there?
Hey,
Big show in Chicago. It's their 20th anniversary and they're done. No more.
yeah, that's the impression I got. I watched all your guys' videos, like Dom's and and everybody's that at least the ones
Yeah,
I've
that's probably
people-
right.
Hey, I want to ask Dom a question. Dom,
That venue was kind of cool last year. There was a good vibe to it, but it was kind of out in
Yeah.
the hinterland.
Location wasn't great.
Dom, do you know this
Fluid.
album? If you know this album and you want this album, let me know.
Tom got some cool records. I mean, that was.
I know this is
Tom got
weird.
a lot of records. I got like 3.
See that? So here's a question for you, Mike. I'm not going to travel across the country, spend a lot of money for staying somewhere and all that shit to buy 3 records. I'm just not doing that.
Rob, I bought 9 last year. Okay.
Yeah, but you're an idiot. I'm not like
To
you.
me, I know this sounds kumbaya-esque, but to me, it was that community and meeting everyone and having the last, the Saturday night kind of after party at Billy's. I know it would be harder if you're in Manhattan. Maybe we could all go out to Brooklyn, but that was really fun. I loved that night. And then we went out to dinner after that. Remember? That was really.
I mean, am I wrong? I'm not putting all the work in to buy 3 records. I'm sorry.
Well, it's for a different. Yeah,
but he went out to
makes
visit.
sense.
He went
That
out
makes
to
sense.
see people and meet people and blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
See, to me, it's more
I was so thrilled when you came over to my. Oh, you didn't come to my house. That's right. Never mind.
Next time, it's easier for me to come to LA. I'll come to LA again.
Yeah, Dom. People got big titles. So I think, the reason why I think my perception of everything was because I was just looking for a couple good records at good prices. And I was really just there just to hang out. So that's why the venue for me was probably over indexed, compared to the tables. But I did go through pretty much everything. And I don't think last year I was able to get through everything. It did seem like last year may have been a little bigger, but the thing is also, Dom, you can confirm this year, the aisles were way tighter. Mazzy, remember when, we were basically just walking around and then noon hit and it got really packed. You remember how wide the aisles were?
They were pretty wide.
Cut them in half, and that's how wide.
And remember, they had the little offshoot rooms that the last day it was closed because I guess some tables left or something, whatever.
Yeah.
That almost like that annex or whatever.
Do you feel there were the same amount of people, Mike?
Probably. There's probably about the same
But
amount.
it's weird. I guess they were now. Does anybody know? Maybe Dom knows this. He keeps up. Did they schedule it yet for next year? Because I know they had an issue. They had to do it Friday and Saturday instead of Saturday and Sunday because of the venue was booked Sunday. Are they going to use the same venue? Do we know yet? I mean, a lot of times they have to book these venues a year in advance. So, any knowledge?
I don't know. Let's move on. Let's move on and talk about things that came up, and I'll share the screen. Okay. Okay. Good. I gotta go back here and add to the stage. So this was announced this morning, right?
Yeah.
All right.
The Miles Davis, The Birth of the Blue, limited edition on blue vinyl, and I guess they're doing a regular one, right? Right here. There's the regular one. But so all this is Mazzy brought up the point that they took 4 songs. It's being done by Matt Lucens, Fred Mastering Lab, blah, blah, blah. But they took 4 songs that were on the 50th anniversary kind of blue CD.
And the metal spine box.
There's all these extras. All different takes, but all this stuff. But these are 4 standalone songs. And I stream these off of Apple Music in the car today, and they're great. But I don't know if they're great enough to buy this album. They're basically I think on Green Dolphin Street's 9 or 10 minutes.
Show the cover. Can you show the cover of it?
Yeah. And I don't know if I like the cover.
I have it on CDs. Enough of that.
Do you like that picture?
Oh, it's not blowing up because you're only sharing your window.
Hold on.
Anyway, we could see it there.
Hold on, I'll share the other one.
It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
I'll show the other one.
I never thought the original was that great. Is that blasphemous?
No,
I mean, it's better than
not
that
one.
picture.
It's
Hey, Joe.
better than the original cover of Jack Johnson, that illustration. The black reissue is so much better. The black photo of him standing.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I don't
mean,
mind it.
it's not a horrible picture,
It's all right.
but the 4 songs, they're good. But if I get the CD where you can hear all the other stuff too.
You know,
Yeah.
obviously, marketing wise, it's smart to kind of emulate the type and everything of Kind of Blue. But in a way, it reminds me, those gray market jazz records that are kind of slightly different than the original Coltrane or Miles or whoever it is. It's like a different outtake.
Are you calling this a wax time?
No, but it's got
It
that.
looks like it.
But you know what I'm talking about, Jim.
Yeah.
Those records look almost like the real thing, but they're not, and they're designed to look slightly different.
And it's I mean, it's not bad. It's $40. So, and I'm sure it'll be good quality and all that. But I listen to the songs. It's when an album is so iconic and you know every song and you know the order and there's a flow to it, I don't feel these 4 songs have some sort of
Yeah. Rob, you talk like $40 is nothing, but it's kind of like when you go in and you buy these days you buy a latte or a cappuccino and they have the iPad and you hit the tip thing and the tip is always set on $40 even if the latte is only $5. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's because you're old, Mazzy. You don't know how electronics work.
It was like 25%.
But all I'm saying is, I'm not saying $40 like it's just $40. It's in line with the price of every other new album. That's all.
Well, I will say I was curious about it. So I went to the Acoustic Sounds video and looked at the comments and then looked on one of the social media platforms. People were commenting very positively about this. It seemed like there were a lot of people pretty interested. I don't think I saw one negative comment.
Listen, I don't want to be like, it's horrible. It's good. But we're at the end of the year. Blue Note just made a killer announcement of Tone Poets. There are titles that are coming at us left and right. I don't know if I'm choosing this title as the top 5 I'm getting. That's all. That's my attitude.
Yeah, it's also 31 minutes long.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's quantity, not quality, not quantity, Chris.
Well, I'll buy a copy and I'll sell it to you for
Meet the
$1,000.
Beatles is like 28 minutes or something.
I mean, right here
Making
on Apple Music, it has the anniversary with all this shit.
Yeah.
And I'd rather listen to it, like all those takes of Freddie the Freeloader.
Right.
Yeah.
So what?
Well,
and then
that's why those
here's-
metal spine CD sets are so great.
okay, here's the thought that came to me when I listened to these songs. They are great. It's all the guys playing. But I'm going I don't feel like I need to run out and get this album.
Well, the audiophile aspect is kind of interesting because in that video they said they got the original 3-track master, which I guess would be owned by Sony, right?
Yeah.
So
how many times has it been used? Because
I don't know. I have no clue. But it's just
Sony
like
never give that.
yeah.
shit
So
away.
it's just interesting.
no, but Mazzy, these are the outtakes. It's not the album.
But
Right, but even so, it's
Sony's not
still
giving anything out usually.
yeah. So that is kind of interesting, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's cool, but I just would rather find the CD.
CD sounds like the way to go to me.
Yeah, because it has all this extra shit. I'm just
The
gonna
Metal Spine series. If you're into Miles, there's
Did they do a Kind of Blue one?
Yeah.
I've been streaming stuff lately on Qobuz, and that sounds pretty good sometimes. I hate to admit it.
it's high res stuff. If you have a good rig, if you have a good digital rig. I mean,
I have a Denafreps Aries, whatever it is that I got used, DAC.
Yeah,
It's okay. Better than the $100.
I have a Gemini with a Virgo and a penis rising.
I have. Never mind.
What was the other announcement today?
The Kraft
Kraft.
11s.
Okay, you sort of heard a rumor, right? So you knew.
What? I guessed it, but also all on the forums. That was one of the guests after they were guessing the rock things like
Yeah,
REM.
but their
and
teaser was about a band that influenced many genres.
And first of all, we know there's a lot of Bill Evans fatigue with everything going on.
Yeah.
However, I think that's one of his best albums. And there, aside from the 45 in Chad's thing, there hasn't been a good reissue of that since the 1980s. Now, I think it should have been a Kraft OJC.
It will be.
The other two are fantastic. It doesn't have to be a $100 record, but it's a great record, and I think it'll do pretty well. I don't think it'll sell out. Everything else there is now $69. So why buy it now if it's going to be $69? But the press run is smaller, $2,500.
Hold on, I'll share screen for the Kraft.
Well, have they done?
Question, Tom. It'll
Has
definitely
Kraft,
be on OJC at some
has
point.
Kraft done regular editions of all the other small batch, whatever? Have
Bill
they?
Evans.
No, everybody else has though.
But are a bunch of them still available in their store?
Yeah,
Yeah, go look. They're $69 too.
they're $69.
So, I mean, I have the box, so I don't need this.
Yeah, but scroll down. Check out the previous.
I would.
four.
I mean, I would love a 33
Hold
over.
on.
a 45.
Okay, the Isaac Hayes is 69. That's 69 for that. This is still around. It won't leave.
Yeah.
I mean, should I don't know. What was if they do a sale where everything's 20% off or 30% off, that might be worth getting the Brilliant Corner.
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I have
I would trade my 45 Evans box for a 33 box.
Yeah, that's true.
So low stock. How many?
The weird thing about all these is if you look at them is, I mean, Hot Butter Soul's fine, but like Relaxin', you can get the Chad AP at the same time. Same thing with the
But you can't buy Chad. Chad doesn't have an individual one of this, do they?
not this one, the other ones is what I was talking about. But no. But you got to think that's eventually going to be released on the OJC series. Like they're going to release all of them, why wouldn't they?
Joey Callio just received that. I think he has to wrap it up till Christmas, but that Miles, was it 8 LP?
Because they're doing 4 of them from the bootleg series.
Yeah, he just got one of them, whatever the one that just came out.
That one's actually on sale on Amazon for a pretty good price if somebody's interested. It was like $100 off almost already.
So what is it, 150?
Yeah, I think it was $150, yeah. Which I'm gonna get the
Is
CD.
it 8 LPs? Is it 8 LPs?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good price. Shit.
Joe, what do you think of the Bill Evans one step?
Everybody's going to Amazon now to look. See.
Joe's frozen.
I don't really know a lot about or really buy a lot of reissues. So I was watching you guys' Tone Poet video earlier today, and there was a handful of titles that I would buy, but I was thinking about it when it came yesterday. There's some titles that I wish that they would do. And just at this point, I know that like the Music Matters thing is an issue for the Tone Poets. They're not going to release anything from there. But there's a lot of great titles that, I don't know. For me, I just have a hard time like seeing the classic series. And I know that the classic series is at this point 2024 up par with the Tone Poets minus.
You're breaking up, Joe. You're breaking up.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me okay or not?
Your picture is frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen.
You might try rejoining, Joe.
You look like the Minecraft version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is this the one you're talking about? Is this the one?
Here. Yeah. Check this out. Oops.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna show it. Check it out. So here's the vinyl version's 30% off right now on Amazon.
Wow. That's a good price.
That's not bad.
How many LPs is it?
Let's see.
8.
Yeah, it's a lot.
9.
That's just too much. I rather stream.
Wait. Oh, wait a second. That's CD maybe.
They're 8 LPs.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
I'm gonna get the CDs whenever the CDs go on sale.
I don't. So the Jazz Bums did a video about the Tone Poet and what they're doing now, but I have deeper questions.
Okay.
And you can tell me, Rob, you didn't watch my video, but I want to share the screen.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear your opinions.
I want to hear deeper questions.
Yeah.
My deeper questions is: do you dream about them? Hold on one second. Let me share the screen. This is so much of a rigmarole to do this.
Not that hard.
I know it's not hard, but you got to go to 5 different screens.
Is that
I
better
only
now?
have one screen.
Yeah, it's better, Joe. Do you want to repeat? So, Joe, we're going to look at these, and you can give me your thoughts.
Okay.
But
all I was gonna say was, for me, I've had a really hard time, like, just seeing that. Like, I know that at this point the classic series is up to par with the Tone Poets in terms of the quality. I know it's Joe Harley, Kevin Gray, all that stuff, and the only difference really is just the packaging and the little bit maybe of the presentation. But I just got so turned off by the classic series stuff from the beginning that the titles that are coming out on the classic series in a lot of ways are the ones that I think a lot of people really like, because those are I mean, even though it's been 4+ years of the classic series, are still a lot of the titles that people are mainly looking for, and that the Tone Poets I think have been great. But for me this year, I don't know. I watched Mike, Chris, Felipe, the Jazz Bums video, but just for me, I don't really have an interest in the Pacific Jazz stuff. I just think for me I'm past that point, and the titles that I'm interested in, like the Blues and Trinity, the Dizzy Reese one, and then the end of the year, what was the other one? I can't think of the other one, but it was the other 4000 series one towards the end.
hey, Joe,
Flight to Jordan.
Flight to Jordan. Yeah.
Hey, to your point, Joe, with the classics ones, I seem to be finding Van Gelder versions of the classics. So I'm getting rid of my classics.
Mm-hmm.
But like this, a week apart, I found 2 copies of this. Today I found a white B Van Gelder, and I swapped out the cover because the cover's like mint for my Liberty pressing. But I'm finding these, and my choices are rather, if I can find a Van Gelder or classic version, I'll just keep the Van Gelder.
Yeah, and there's a few classic ones, like Soul Station was a great one that came out early on, and that, I mean, that's a record that is easily 4 figures for an original. And I mean, for me, there's no way that's, but I just, as I was saying, for the Tone Poet stuff, it would be great if there was some of those late 70s Grant Green ones. And I know that like Oleo is not an available thing because the tapes are gone at this point, but like Matador, that would be great. And I know, again, that was also a Music Matters one, but the Music Matters are $150, $200. So like, those are
Matador's a little pricier one, right?
Right. And those are just not at this point reasonable things. And so for a while, I understand that, especially early on, for when the Tone Poets were coming out, the Music Matters stuff was still available. I know even early in the pandemic, you could still get all of those Music Matters, or you could get a bunch of them along with the SRX stuff. But
but Joe, to kind of counteract your feeling about it, we should all be lucky to have these kind of problems, right? Because these titles, although like here, I picked up a Van Gelder of Grassroots at Austin. So this one, maybe. I don't even think it's one of his better records to me. It's a little more kind of straightforward. I'm not interested in the Jazz Crusaders, just not. But the Dizzy Reese, yes. I already have a classic version, classic records of Up and Down. That's an expensive record.
Yeah, that's a great. And
Rob,
for
do
me
you
right now,
do you want to pull up that Instagram post with all the cover pictures?
Yeah, that's on yours, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that would be what I would grab. I would definitely grab Up and Down if I didn't have that already.
But the problem, that's the way I'm being more finicky about the Tone Poets. I'm not getting every single one. So if I find, like, usually I'll find one that someone returned to a record store. Hold on, I'm pulling this up. And I'll get that. So here, I'm going to share screen. Okay, there we go. That'll go there. All right. So let me make that a little bigger. It won't go bigger. The Dizzy Reese, it's surprising to me that no one's been reissuing Dizzy Reese records, right? They did one classic. So I would look forward to that. Is anyone looking
there
for?
aren't that many Dizzy Reese records. I think like there's 3.
No, on Prestige he did a bunch.
Okay.
Like the one
But
I want,
still,
Asia. I want Asia Minor. That's one record I want.
Yep.
New Jazz, yeah.
Okay. I already have the Hank Mobley. The Modern Art, most of the ones you can get are Japanese reissues of that. I'm not a big Teddy Edwards guy. People could chime in. The Leo Parker, that would be interesting. I just picked up the Gretchen Encore this year.
Right.
I paid $100 for it. Andrew, I have this. Fucking get it. That is a no-brainer. Blue Surge, no-brainer. I have a 70s reissue. I will get this one. I have a Van Gelder 1970 of the Sam Rivers. Get that. That's a no-brainer.
Huh.
This is the one you were talking about, Rob. The Asia Minor.
Yeah, that I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an outstanding record. I stream it.
The
You like that one?
So.
I don't know. He has 4 Prestige records. I don't know.
I'll look it up.
And then, where am I at here?
There was one thing I wanted to say because I'm on the stream now because I was, like I said, I was watching the video.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Mike or I'm not sure, Mike or Chris or Felipe. It was one of you that were talking about. I don't know if it was trying to think of which title it would have been. Maybe it had been a Blue Note, but you're talking about Dave Burns and how you guys didn't know Dave Burns. He's on AT's Delight, the Art Taylor on Blue Note. He plays the trumpet on that, and he has 2 records on Vanguard in the early 60s. One of them is a black cover and a picture of him on it. That's a phenomenal record too.
I think I had that one.
Very expensive, but it's those are Dave Burns had a few titles. He's kind of like the Mike, the guy you like, Joe Wilder, where he had, I think I mean, I don't know if his career may not have been as short, but he had like a snippet of time where he made a bunch of stuff and then just kind of, I think, and I looked it up while I was watching your video, and he had a bunch of records, but it was a lot of different artists, a lot of different labels as a side man. And like I said, he only had 2 records on as a leader on Vanguard. So
that's cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
I would love to get AT's Delight. I guess there's a recent reissue, but
well, I have a question. So here's the question I wanted to bring up with this Tone Poet Society thing. When you go to a higher tier, you have when you're buying, you automatically get the 2 records for that month, right? There's no choice.
Yes.
Then if you decide to buy additional records, they're at the price of your tier, right?
What do you mean buy additional records?
You only get the records that are available that month. Don't they offer special records?
They're gonna. You obviously didn't watch our video. They're gonna have every quarter. They're gonna have an exclusive release. Just for members.
Do you automatically get it and they charge you, or do you have to actually?
No, you have to buy it. So first of all, only people, if you just get the tier 4, which is just the month, you're not eligible to order.
Right, it's tier 3 or high or lower.
If you do the quarter, half year, or full year, you can, and it's every quarter, like Chris said.
So why don't you just join? That's when the Walter Davis is going to be available December. So you join December, you get it. Or wait, if you join, I don't want the 2 records. It's like, what if you don't want the records? You're just getting them anyway, right?
You're just getting them anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want the first two records. How are they? Let me hold on. Share this. So these are in order, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So the next month is the Dizzy Reese and the Horace Parlon.
Yeah.
And then I don't want those two. So I've signed up for 3 months. And I only want one of those two. And I don't want those. So whatever, you know. Getting back
out how it works.
Okay, I'll tell you this. Getting back to the records, that Chico Hamilton. I found that Chico Hamilton a million times.
Okay.
Always beat to shit. I've never found a clean copy of that record. And it's a fucking awesome record.
I'm getting that.
Yes, you can never find a clean copy of it. Is it mono? Or is
It's probably mono. I think it's a 56, 57 session.
And it's very kind of avant-garde for the time. Sort of modern jazz quartet-esque. Chico Hamilton's like first 4 records are kind of like that.
Well,
that is a
I said
no-brainer.
on the stream, he was working with Dolphy at that time, and like those
Warner Brothers.
Those sessions are fantastic.
Yeah,
Rob, I got a split.
Okay.
See you guys.
Oh, that's right. See, Jim. That's right. He did do that Gong one, right, for Warner Brothers.
There's at least 2 records with them together on Warner Brothers. I have.
Well, they did record for Pacific Jazz, and those sessions have come out as CDs, but they never were pressed originally back in the 50s.
The Warner
Joe
Brothers
has access to that. Joe could put that out.
Basically, the Warner Brothers records are Eric Dolphy records. I think it's his first recordings.
Yeah, so this is definitely mono. It was recorded in 1955. So 55.
It really is very good. But I have the second record they did, sort of clean. But you can't. I guess they were popular. It's not a hard record to find, but in good condition.
This is one of the ones that I'm definitely interested in, just because we spoke about this on the video. But you have cello instead of bass, which is sweet. Jim Hall's on guitar, and then Buddy Collette, which I don't really have much of.
I thought you hated Jim Hall.
What?
I thought you hated Jim Hall.
Yeah, but I feel like I've evolved on everybody now.
I think if you listen to Jim Hall in that setting, it's so atmospheric and
there's the bridge he's on. Obviously, that's a great record. One of my favorites.
I would like to get that Walter Davis, but I'm not joining to get a mishmash of records I don't want.
No,
just to get one record,
Roberto has a good question. Chris, what do you think?
Mazzy, you're muted. Only if you're a member of the Jazz Bums YouTube channel at that time.
I'm not usually a fan of subscriptions, but I like that this is not as complicated as VMP. Like, I'm going to trade this month and get 2 more credits for that month and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, then you're getting records you don't want, Mazzy.
Well, then you don't subscribe. I mean, that's the thing,
I know, but Walter Davis is cool shit, man.
Well, but my point is, I mean, some people are butthurt because they think, but about these special things, I don't
there
like.
Are some people really.
No, I know. I've been reading the forums. Totally.
So you know who's really butthurt? People outside the U.S. of A.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but they're supposedly working on that. But the thing is, I equate it. Maybe this is not a good analogy, but if you join, let's say, the Metallica fan club or Pearl Jam, or way back in the Beatle days, if you were the Beatle fan club at the end of the year, fan club members got the Christmas record that no one else got. You couldn't go out and buy that at a retail store unless you were a fan club. So a premium, makes sense in a way. And you're looping people in to keep them customers. But if it pisses people off, that's not good either.
Oh, Mazzy, maybe you could talk about this. So Toll Freak, there's a putz in one of the Facebook groups who's a big idiot. And privately people know he's a fucking idiot. And he had this take. And I'm not saying you're an idiot, Toll Freak, but what is a brick and mortars? How much are they making on these? It's not a lot. Their profit on selling a brand new record is not a lot.
$5.
I don't know, but so how are they being undercut?
In the old days, a lot less, believe
You
me.
know, how are they being undercut? If you're a first adapter of Blue Note Tone Poets, you're not buying them at brick and mortars. So I don't feel they're being undercut at all.
Of course they are. Any direct to consumer thing from a label.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
but
they're
at
gonna
least they're
get-
being offered, unlike the Rhino. Well, the
they're
Rhino
gonna get
Hi-Fi
they're gonna
are-
get these titles anyway. They're just not getting the Walter Davis, right?
No, that's true. I mean, I think it's better than like Rhino Hi-Fi as far as local businesses.
Well,
go,
now
'cause
Rhino Hi-Fi is in a shit way, and they are dumping them. I
But
went
Well,
like
they're only
Rhino-
getting
okay,
they're only
but
getting the
that-
ones that nobody
that
wants.
special Blue Note box that just announced a couple weeks ago, the big volume
Yeah.
3, whatever.
Yeah,
That's direct. That's not available at stores, right?
True. True.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know how it's selling. Does anyone know how that's selling?
No, I don't know. We don't know.
It might find its way to brick and mortar.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. See, why was so close? Seeking Thread says $6 to $7 they make on them.
So, okay, Dom works at a store. Do you feel this is undercutting your
Yeah.
stores?
I was right.
I would say I think in one instance, if you collect all tone poets and you live outside the United States, which I don't, I'm sure there's a group of people that collect them all. This would be a little frustrating, but other than that, I feel like if you just collect a few here and there, this Walter Davis Jr. is a cool record. Just speaking personally, like if it was something I wanted and I couldn't get it, yeah, it would suck. But I don't know. I just feel like the fact that they're paying attention to the catalog, putting stuff out, they're thinking about new ways to involve people. They're trying to be creative, keep things exciting. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many Blue Notes. They've reissued now. Like, it's got to be like 300 of them over the past.
Most of the
decade.
people,
So, like, if you
probably-
can't get
I
one,
bet you most of these buyers, if that was a normal tone poet, that Davis album, most people wouldn't buy it anyway, or a lot of people wouldn't buy it anyway. So
I just think, look, if you
there's so
if
many
you-
options to records to buy, so you don't.
if you
get
are the instance where you collect them all and you're outside the United States, I could see how this kind of sucks. But
Yeah, shove it, Joe. Take that record and shove it.
I got this. It's UA mono. I paid $25. Rob
When?
price. So
2019.
Yeah, when did you buy it? When you were like 12?
no, I bought it 5 years. Yeah, it was no.
Yeah,
Now,
there
Joe,
was
what do you-
another.
what do you
There was
think-
another
what do you
commentator
think
that
of
had,
the record. What do you think of the record?
It's a great record. It really is great. It was one of the early Blue Notes that I picked up that I was able to find because I started off. Jackie McLean was a huge kind of interest of me, so I picked up a lot of stuff that he was on. I was not familiar with Walter Davis, but I mean, yeah, it's a killer lineup, and yeah, I really enjoy this, and I wish that I don't know before COVID, these UA monos were much less expensive than they are. I don't know what this one is worth now. This might be closer to I don't know $100 or something now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, there was
There is-
another commentator on Facebook that said this is stupid. You can get the UA version for like $20, which was obviously stupid as fuck and not true.
Well,
Yeah.
there is the Analog Productions 45 version. I've seen
It's about
that.
$150.
yeah, and I think
Yep.
I mean what I was saying before, I think for me the hard thing is that a lot of the Blue Notes that are coming out for the Tone Poets are things I already have, and I know that doesn't mean like I'm not expecting them to cater to me, but that's why my attitude is the way that it is. It's like I don't need Davis Cup or I don't need Up and Down. I mean, I have an original mono that's near mint of Up and Down, and so I don't need that record in a reissue, and that's always been my attitude, even from the beginning, before I bought records, or even before I started getting originals and early copies. Is for me, I mean, even those LTs, I know there's hit or miss, and as more of those LTs come out, people are throwing the LTs away. For me, I like them just because of the more vintage aspect to them. But I think the only LT that I have that compares to the original is Nigeria Grant Green, which was like in and of itself. I mean, the prices for Nigeria Tone Poet a few years ago was insane. So
Yeah, it was. All right, we have a dramatic reading of this here. So I fear I Quebec Soul Samba will be the next exclusive.
Why are you putting that
That
out
would
there
be-
like that, Mark H?
That would be
Mark H,
insane.
we have enough crazy shit going on. Now you add it to this,
You know,
Mark H.
Palace is coming after Joe. He says, "Bro, it sounds like you're expecting them to cater to you."
people, there's
I think
so
that's what Joe's saying.
there's so
Here's-
much music. There's
Here's
so
the problem
many
with the
great
people
records.
under 25. Think
There's
it's all
so
about
many
that.
great records coming out now, and you can't. None of us can buy everything, and
Well, you don't have to. They just send them all to you. So
I don't get anything from Universal.
I know.
So
Nobody
never
does. I
got-
don't think.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Rob, can we
Yeah.
can we do some sort of poll?
A
Oh,
poll?
Jesus.
Yeah, let's do a
What do you
poll.
want the poll to be?
Something around the subscription service,
Is
like
Joe an elitist jazz snub?
Straight,
Can't
gay,
do-
or
you have to create the poll
in YouTube.
in YouTube.
In
Let
YouTube,
me,
yeah.
Let me figure this out. For someone
Johnny
who does,
sent you a Facebook request, Rob.
huh?
Johnny sent you a Facebook request.
Listen, Johnny, I don't need you knowing about my personal life.
Is that Johnny, or are we going to ban him again because we think he might be the fake Johnny?
No, Johnny's the real Johnny.
Chris, what's the question? What's the poll question here?
I don't know. I didn't ask for the poll. You did.
Well, I don't. I just feel like it's
What do
something
you
to
want
do.
the question to be? I'm typing it in now.
All right.
Are you going to
Do you-
subscribe? Anyway?
do you-
Is,
care-
is
do you-
Joe a typical, what are you, millennial or X or what is Z?
No, I'm Rob. I'm older than you think I am. I don't know. I'm not under 25.
I think you're
27.
38 to 42.
Yeah, that
No.
should
No,
be the
I'm-
poll. How old do you think I am? So
Well, that facial hair, I thought you couldn't grow it. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the poll?
All right. So
Okay.
it could be something as basic as do you care about the subscription service?
Yes or no?
Subscription service, yes or no?
Yes.
But wait a second. But just because you might
Yeah,
say
that's true.
you wanna-
They
It needs
could
to be
be
more
into-
nuanced.
They could be into getting love letters from Mazzy's subscription service.
That'd be nice.
Do you care?
Well, if you sign up
About-
for a year, you get a love letter from Don Was and Joe Harley.
Would you subscribe to a Maslow Patreon if there was a?
But you can be apathetic, but then you can care and not want to subscribe because you're upset.
How about are
Or
you
can
going to
care and like it.
subscribe? Yes or no? That's probably the best version.
Okay. Do you
Didn't
like?
you work
Okay,
in
poll's not up
market research, Rob?
Huh?
Didn't you work in market research?
Yeah, you're terrible
I
at this.
still I teach it and I still sort of consult.
So come on, you got the.
He doesn't know how to do a poll.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm eating while I'm here, so I don't want you to see me stuff in my mouth.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing that.
Rob's clearly a part of the left wing ruining of the country with his horrible teaching.
I'm teaching my kids how to be lesbian poll takers.
Yeah.
Are you going to subscribe to the Tone Poet Society service? Okay.
Yes.
I'm thinking about coming out with a coffee bean blend, a Mazzy's blend. So that's something that I'm considering.
It's gonna smell. Is it gonna taste like old Beatles records?
No.
Paul has
Mazzy,
started, people.
you should-
Paul
you
has
should-
started.
You should sell your own cold brew, bottled cold brew.
I'm not a cold brew guy. It's not my.
I make my own iced coffee.
I appreciate it, and I've gotten it occasionally when I'm driving on the
Cold brew
road.
has a weird taste to it. I
Yeah.
just pour my
It's not my thing.
coffee in the fridge. All right, polls up. Please take it, everyone. The results will be used for scientific purposes.
Okay, I think what I should do right now is I should call and we should do a FaceTime right now with Joe Harley.
No, hold on. We need
Okay.
Hold on.
what?
We're at 40. We have 40 people have taken it. There's 129 people watching.
Wait a second.
Please take the poll. As
Dude, they
someone
have like
who does,
15 seconds. They're
as
thinking.
someone who does market research,
Oh God.
we need over 100 people to have solid results.
Yeah.
We need over 100.
Yeah. So we know the polling
No,
is
see,
accurate.
Okay, I don't like this
Well,
poll.
we've had problems with that lately.
I'm not going to subscribe, but I like the concept of it. Does that make any sense?
This is an accurate sample.
Is it?
Right now we have 48. We need 100. Please take it, people.
We're gonna run the simulation 100 times.
Let's hold on. You know how they do that thing, Mazzy? if you don't take this poll, we'll shoot this dog. Well, Joe is our dog. If you
Was
don't
that
take the poll,
That was National Lampoon. If you don't buy
we're
this,
going to shoot
magazine.
Joe.
This is
Where
a
do
good
you
point,
think is
though.
Walter Davis record from him?
This is a good point and something they're going to have to address, obviously. Eddie's saying his issue with subscription service is the horrible shipping experiences he's had with UMG in the past.
Aren't they
You're not
promising
wrong,
to
Eddie.
send these out 2 weeks early? Is that the
Yes.
deal too?
Yes.
Yes. It's because you're here, Loki. You've been caged. And this is the only place you can come to freely speak your mind.
But the only time I've ever had problem with their shipping was if I bought like 10 records from them because they ship it like in a giant shitty box.
I
I've
mean,
only bought like one or two. They ship
okay.
them fine.
Hey, you guys joined late, but this record that I picked up, the Jerry Allen, the fucking way that Amazon sent it to me. They sent
no,
it in
no.
a big. Here, I'm pulling it out. This record is fucking awesome. Everyone get it. It's $17 on Amazon.
Is it good? Have you listened to it?
I streamed it before I bought it. I always try and stream. I'm not just going to buy it to buy it. But it was whoever did this. It didn't come sealed, and the record came outside the sleeve. But here's how they sent it. They glued some sort of contrapted piece of cardboard to this, and they taped it to the side of a big box. So it didn't move around in the box.
That's good.
I don't know what's going on at the laboratories of Amazon that they're figuring out ways to shittily ship records. Okay, Paul.
Dude, I had a record shipped one time from Amazon where they just stuck a shipping sticker on the fucking record and shipped it.
All right, so hold on. What are the early
63 people. Come on, you lame asses. Take the poll. 84% say no. Are you listening, Blue Note?
84%? Okay. 84% of 60 something.
Yeah.
So
Right now, everybody's worth 2 people.
it's about like 15 people said they're signing up. So
Yeah, we're at 2 people. We need 100.
3 times.
I don't know what Mazzy's ranting about in the background.
so here's the question, Rob. How successful do you think their sign up has been so far?
Here's the shitty thing that they did. I have to think it's not as, I don't even want to say this. How successful was Chad's with the Atlantic 75?
Pretty successful. I mean, here's the thing: it doesn't matter if they get 15% of the people to do it; it's a win.
Well, okay, let's
50% conversion.
Mike, I'll turn this on you. I'm going to turn the question on you.
Okay.
You, Mike, have you ever signed up for Vinyl Me Please at all?
Yes, I have.
Okay, were you excited when you did it?
I only did it because I wanted a title.
Yeah, but there was an excitement of getting that title.
Correct.
It quickly wore off, right?
Well,
For me,
I got the title.
I've dropped and signed back up to Vinyl Me Please 3 times.
That's what I did. I
There's
did. I think I stuck around for like a month once, and yeah, I never really was too into Vinyl Me Please.
There's no consist. Here's the thing that Vinyl Me Please fails at. There's no consistency with the titles they offer. The shipping, they ship in a box that I wouldn't ship records in, the way they ship them, and their customer service is very good, or it used to be. But I mean, I think these subscription services wear off.
Well,
they do, Mazzy. They
yeah,
wear.
No, I'm not a fan of them. However,
Yeah.
the Atlantic 75 subscription has turned to be very successul, but they don't
only
have
had a certain number. They only had a certain number,
but they don't have exclusives. But I'm not a fan of VMP. I mean, I've bought a la carte about some Fiona Apple stuff at VMP and a few other, but I never signed up for VMP.
I will predict the future, people. Watch this. I think they'll get initially a lot of people to sign up, but somehow they're going to fuck up that Walter Davis record for people. It's going to happen.
But I did sign, like you're talking
let me
about.
finish,
really
Mazzy,
bizarre.
let me
They don't
finish.
fuck up anything.
Mazzy, let me finish. Somehow they're going to, because this is the first time they're doing it, right? It's not like they had a trial run. Something bad's going to happen. Word's going to get out, and they'll lose people. the subscription service is not a forever thing. And I don't know what their nut is of subscribers they need. You know what I mean? How
One.
many? What's what's the number? It's not
One.
one.
It's 10.
Well,
I mean, it's all
they only
free.
have
Well,
Hang on.
They only
There's
have
something you're missing.
1,000 of. They only have 1,000 of
okay.
those records. So.
Okay,
Yeah,
and here's a Mazzy's point. Who's fulfilling this?
They are.
Because if it's the same putzes that you discover in The Sound of Music,
When's the
it's
last time you
anyone's
bought
guess.
from Udiscover?
Huh?
When's the last time you bought from Udiscover? Because they've been kick ass over the last 6
About a
months.
month ago. But here's what I'm saying.
So you're
Who's fulfilling this
you're valid.
for them?
Well,
Hold
the
on.
same people.
Yeah, and also
How
one
many
thing to
questions are
note.
you going to ask without letting us answer any of them?
Who, me?
No, Rob.
I asked it. I shut up. Mike interrupted.
All right, I did want to point out that right before this announcement, there was another UME announcement for Verve, right? Verve's UME. So it seems like they're not, obviously the Blue Note has this subscription, but there's other series that have their own subscription within UME. So maybe there'll be more of them. I don't know. But it seems like as a organization, they're moving towards subscription models. You know, at least we saw 2 of them so far. So
What
could
do you
be a
think?
trend.
Now,
Hold on.
Wait.
Hey, toll freak. No, I'm talking about a fucking subscription service. I'm not talking about life.
What do you think of this? I've never joined the Third Man Vault until this last time. $75 a quarter. It includes the record of the quarter, and that was the Dylan 74, the only place you can get it on vinyl. But three LPs. I'm an all in on Dylan, so I joined it, and right after it was shipped, there's a certain cutoff date. I just ended my subscription, so I don't have to pay $75. But that $75 pays for the 3 LP set. Now they take orders ahead of time, and they have a cutoff date. So my guess is there's no limit. It's not a limited edition cliche. I mean, basically, but however many people order, that's how many they press. So once it's gone, it's gone. But you have a chance for, I don't know, a couple months or 3 months to order that. And that worked for me. And I got out of the Vault series. I'm not a big Third Man fan,
Well,
but I'm a Dylan guy.
Mazzy, how does Third Man handle it? Like, what kind of job do they do with their service?
Well, it took a long time. I mean, but I think this was, I don't know if it was totally their fault or a Sony issue too, because with that Dylan set, I got the box set, and most of the retailers, including Amazon, and got on the CD, 27 CDs or 18 CDs, whatever it is, got delayed like a month after release day. They got like 20% of their allotment. So there was some issue.
Is that their fault?
I don't know.
Did they
Took me like a month to get my Third Man over what they said it was going to be, which I don't really care.
Were they apologetic, or
No,
did they?
No, it just showed up one day.
Okay.
But I don't really care. I have so much music. If something is late, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but Mazzy, joining a subscription service is you sort of expect a certain amount of customer service.
So,
or you wouldn't just buy the records individually yourself.
Let me answer your question about how many.
In that case, it wasn't. Yeah.
How many do they need? 100, maybe. Like whatever it costs them to come up with the program and develop it. Here's why. Here's what's the interesting thing about this service is there's only like 4 records a year that you have to be a member to get. They're still going to sell a fuck ton of Tone Poets in all the stores and on Amazon and everything else. And for every subscription they sell, that's an extra like $8 per record. They're not having to pay some other retailer.
Well, I understand what you're saying, Chris, but you act like you haven't been dicked over by a subscription service like Vinyl Me Please dicked you over, or
when did I get dicked over by Vinyl Me Please?
I don't know. Everyone has an issue with. You've had to have had an issue that didn't live up to your expectations. They have to have a group of people that are servicing this.
When I was 12 years old, my neighbor next door got dicked around from Columbia House because my buddy and I put their address on. We got 12 albums for a penny. They delivered them. We grabbed them, and they had to, pay for the next year.
Hey, did you hear that, FBI? Mazzy just admitted to a crime.
Statute of limitations.
But I'm just saying that to me, that's why this thing.
Write in orders.
If I was in Europe and I wanted to be a part of this, I would be pissed, and I get that, and they're gonna have to figure that out. But beyond that, it seems like a win-win for them.
Chris, basically, are you subscribing or are you not subscribing?
I haven't decided yet. I might.
Well, can you fucking fill out the poll, man?
No, because I'm not logging into YouTube to fill out a poll, and I don't know the answer.
So far, 70 people have taken the poll. We need another 30, please, so I can take this results to Joe Harley.
He's probably, somebody's
he's
watching.
Not like he's going to give a shit about your poll.
No,
I'm being stupid, you idiot.
It's a microcosm of
Look,
Dom.
Honestly, where people like Toll Guy is taking me, Mazzy, shush.
I'm talking to Dom.
Toll Guy is taking me seriously. Mazzy, if you have to address someone in the peanut gallery, type in your response. Okay, so Toll Guy, I'm not really taking all this seriously. I kind of think it's a good thing, but it's maybe a little too complicated. I think I do want that Walter Davis record. Am I going to take 3 records, 4 records, 5 records I don't want to get it? I don't think so. That's how I'm looking at this thing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're buying 6. You're committing to 6 records if you want to buy the exclusive.
Right, and a lot of those titles I do not want.
Yeah, I mean, just go buy the AP. You can get that AP for $50.
Remember at the end of the pandemic? I think twice UMG had the thing. You just pay shipping and they send you his records. Remember that?
Attica, jeez, Mazzy. I mean, again, I was the person who said at the beginning of this all this is good stuff. It's a nice distraction from how horrible life is. That's
the bottom line is a subscription service is to keep you in the loop. It's like having hotel or airline points. You get perks, you get bonuses. You go back to Alaska or United because you get points, and maybe you get an upgrade or you get some free mileage, and hotels you get a free room or 2 every year. If it's not uncommon. I mean, a lot of record people aren't used to it, but record subscriptions go back 60, 70 years.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can everyone congratulate Johnny for taking the poll, please?
Great.
Good job, Johnny.
Or take the poll.
I just think people get too upset about stuff that really doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, here's my real attitude to all this. I'd rather find a record like this that I don't know and find it at a nice price and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Or today I went out and found this record and enjoyed it. So
you didn't have that already?
No, I didn't buy the record store day. I found an OG. It's nice. It's good. It really is good.
Great. I like the record. The record store day.
Nice little jammy record. It's jammy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start, instead of this subscription thing, I'm going to start doing like a dancing video every day to show my feet on Instagram. I think that's the future.
I mean, it's a good problem to have, but I'm not signing up.
I don't think that makes any sense at all, Caesar.
What does he say?
That I'm sure Blue Note were losing customers because people are getting tired of jazz and our tone poets. So one way to still keep you obligated to buy their records. If you're tired of tone poets, why would you sign up to the subscription service?
Caesar, I think the reality of a lot of these things, during the pandemic, a lot of people got into records who don't give a shit about records anymore. There's a lot of new jazz fans because of places like Tone Poet and Chad, and that got into jazz. I mean, look at all these rock people we know who didn't buy one fucking jazz record 10 years ago and are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And all of a sudden, companies like Tone Poet got them into jazz, which is great. Some of them are falling off. I mean, we've heard, Harry? Our friend Harry bought a bunch of these Tone Poet, bought some jazz stuff. And he just, after a while, he got tired of them. It wasn't for him. He's a rock and roll guy, which is fine. So some people will get these jazz things thinking it's something they want to check out because, people here are talking about it. It's really cool. And then they jump in and they realize that's not for them. Or they listen to something that our friend over here who just visited, Local Bandography, and Dom and Diamond Marimba shows, and it's so out there, they think, what the fuck is this shit? And they can't stand it, and they move on.
There's a conspiracy theory involving Dave. I heard someone put something in his drink to give him an upset stomach, so because they didn't have to battle
Well, at
with
least
him.
he showed up
at
this
records.
time. A year ago, he didn't even show up when I didn't meet him yet. I haven't met him.
What's
No,
up,
this is
Dave?
close
Welcome to the
enough,
show.
Mazzy.
I hope you're feeling better. Seriously, Dave.
Yeah, I think the doctor's got it sorted.
Good.
'Cause I'm on like the 4th different regimen of meds, so this one seems to be working. I got a specialist at the hospital, so
Maybe you need to, instead of that out there stuff, listen to more Enya records and calm your nerves.
nah, man.
Well, Mazzy, you listen to records
I
to
love
clean your
Enya.
colon.
I love
right?
Enya.
What are good colon cleaning records?
I have no apologies for liking Enya.
Hey, Joe, do you want to show records or something?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can if you want, but
Well, you don't come here to spend time with us. You just come here to show your records.
that's,
What a great segue, Rob.
No.
Rob, this is the last stream I'm getting on with you. So.
Glowing
Okay, thank-
endorsement.
Can you show us your John Clemmer
No,
record?
your presence is appreciated, especially if you took the ball. Did you
He's
take
wearing
the
it.
ball?
Joe, that's a great shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah, I've had it for years. So I found Night Dreamer. Speaking of Blue Note, I've been
Fantastic.
kind of holding out for even like a 70s pressing of it.
Yeah.
I just really have not found anything. Bob Shop and Rochester had they'd gotten in a bunch of like Wayne Shorter, Woody Shaw records, and this one
Nice.
I think was one of the few originals or early pressings. This is a Liberty stereo, so
Oh,
pretty
the
good
Liberty
shape.
sound good.
Yeah, and I brought in some stuff to trade. The other one, actually, Rob, this is a good thing for that you're on here, because you're actually the one that kind of tipped me off to this. I think it was back in like September. You had been at Amoeba and you were showing me what like Brotsman CDs they had, and one of the CDs they had was this Funny Rat one, and they actually coincidentally had a vinyl pressing of it this year that came out in China. So I ordered a copy of this. I can't remember if Discogs, I think you can get it on Bandcamp as well. I can't remember where exactly I got it, but it came a few weeks ago. So this is on, it's the name of the label is UFO Creations.
That's cool.
It's just this Chinese.
That's a legit reissue, right?
But it's a legit reissue, yeah. And it originally was on CD, or actually, I think it was originally on cassette, and then it came out in the early 2000s in Japan on CD, and then it came out on vinyl again from China. But it's just duo. It's Brotsman and Shoji Hano.
That picture looks older than 91. That's 91.
Yeah, the photo, from 1991. Yep.
Hmm.
So that was that, and then I think that's all. That's actually all I found since last week. So
Wow, what a letdown. But thank
I know.
you.
have a quick thought. So Caesar says he says I meant more like they're getting a bit tired of buying jazz albums. Heard from many people saying I've had enough jazz records. That makes sense. But what I think is probably happening as well is that there's a lot more people that probably bought a lot more of these reissues in the past, and now they're becoming a little bit more picky. One, it's the pandemic's over, so we're not stuck in our houses. But two, there's so many more options now. You got the OJCs, you got Tone Poets, you got Chad's various series. So I think they're definitely looking to lock people into buying more of their records. If that makes sense.
They're probably overpressing records and they're sitting around. Hey, Toll, I'm not
Why would they be overpressing?
Toll, I'm not going to yell at you. You see everyone here on screen? They come here every week. I do a stream. So the common sense thing would be they enjoy coming here. And I think Joe understood I was being funny, because if you read our private communications, he ridicules me more than I ridicule him.
Rob is one of my closest friends around here. We've met three times.
Oh, good. Read the room. Okay.
Yeah,
Just read the
Rob
room.
is one of my closest friends. He ridicules me every time we're on screen together, and I still love the guy.
No, I don't, man.
I mean, he's an asshole, but I love the guy.
That is an ugly shirt, though.
Joe hates Rob.
You hate me.
I do hate Rob. I do hate Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody hates Rob.
A
Rubber
good way-
Ooh,
streaks.
a
Dude, that's
good
a
way
new series.
friend,
That's a new
Joe.
series you can do, Rob.
Well,
I
new
would
series,
hang out
everybody
more.
gets
I would
Rob.
hang out more with Rob, but as Delphina said, I have commitment issues.
Yes.
Oh, so what I miss? What I miss?
You missed. Have you read the news today, oh boy?
Have
Oh,
you read
Lord.
the news?
No.
Okay,
You talking about
that's what I'll
vinyl
say.
news?
I'll leave it at that.
Hey, hold on 1 second. I can clear the air right now. Ribot.
Who's everybody's favorite cabinet?
Mark
pick?
Ribot is great. Do you know him, Mark Ribot?
Ribot.
Ribbit.
No, I think it's pronounced Ribot. I could be wrong.
You're probably right.
It's Mark Ribot. Yeah, great guitar player, right? I mean,
Can you
he's
do a new poll, Rob?
Hold on. Let's look at the one. I'm not running more than one poll.
Rob
All right.
is shipping the
I'm
tone post.
gonna leave it going because 80 people have taken it so far. We need another 20.
What's it at? About 85 to 15.
86 say no, and that's that. We're first adapters here, man. We're the jazz fans. Come on.
Are we? Well, I mean, some of us are more like Joe, who have a fuck ton of records already and don't need all this
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, I bought.
I think a
probably-
15% buy-in is pretty fucking huge, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I bought probably 200 and some Blue Notes. What, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. Because I got a bunch of them from a collection in Kansas City, but a lot of 70s cutout bin Blue Notes. I don't need Tone Poets. I've got 3 of them, and one of them I almost didn't buy just because I already have the record, and I have an early Blue Train. I didn't need the Tone Poet, but they did all the extra with it, so that's why I have that.
Hey,
But I just don't need them at all.
Need is not really a word that should be any vinyl record collector.
Well, I don't need them.
None of us.
There's
need
no excitement here in
Hold
this
on,
house.
hold on.
That's different. That's fair. That's fair.
Dave, what was the last new reissue you bought?
Shit.
Mainstreamy, not like an obscured, like what Joe just showed, not like something like that.
I can't even. And you're just talking about a jazz reissue?
Just any mainstreamy reissue of a record, because you don't just listen to jazz, right?
No, I listen
You
to all
other
kinds of
types
shit.
music.
I
Well,
think
like right now,
computer-
for example, if I was to buy the next reissue I was going to get, it's funny. There's a record called, the name of the band is Dom, The Edge of Time, and it's just a crazy obscure,
You're kind of making a point.
hard to describe record. I saw
yeah,
an original once in Seattle area.
But
for probably
you're making my
$1,000.
point. But if there was a Slayer or a Megadeth record
No,
that got a reissue, you have all the OGs, right?
I don't have all the OGs of those, but I mean, that Dom, The Edge of Time record, I would buy the reissue of just because originals are like 4 figures, something like that,
Yeah.
that I want the music. I'm not going to go out and get the originals like that all the time.
Are you
Something
something
like
like that?
Are you the guy? Are you any kind of guy? Are you someone who likes extra tracks, outtakes, demos at all, or not?
No, I don't need it. I don't need it. It depends on it. Well, there's only a certain amount of bands that I'm willing to get whatever gets put out. You know what I mean? Like completist wise, there's only a handful that I would get records of that are not album records or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mazzy. I had a conversation with Vinyl Piper today.
Chris,
Says
Yeah.
there's a new record store in LA downtown that specializes in Brazilian music. He went
Nice.
there today.
nice.
This does sound like something you should get help for, Chris.
That dude needs help anyway. If you think I buy a lot of records, he does too.
He has an amazing collection. Him and Kimbo have the best psychedelic stuff that I know, and I can't believe there's. I mean, I think Dom too, probably, but I can't believe there's all this indie and psych stuff that came out in my day when I was growing up that I never even saw, even working in stores, existed. It's
Mazzy,
amazing.
I love seeing Kimbo's posts
Yeah.
on Insta. There's so many records that I've never.
There's a guy that
heard
he
of.
met. I think Chris maybe met him too. That's up north here, north of Seattle. that has literally 8,000, 10,000 records and all this amazing psych stuff. And he goes every once in a while because some of the stuff's expensive.
Yeah.
So he buys an album or two here, another one there. I mean, I've never heard of most of these,
Yeah, there's a couple records from that area I wouldn't mind having, like the first Sonics record. I'd love to have.
But these
that.
aren't just Northwest, but there and some of the stuff that's in the archive book, the psychedelic whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one. I almost bought that record maybe last year, but it was, I think, $300 for one that wasn't in the best of shape. That's
Sonics,
the beginning of a lot of things.
Sonics?
Yeah, the Sonics, their first record.
There was a couple in the Dizzy collection, and Kimbo bought them, even though he had some of them.
Yeah,
Dizzy got a good price. Kimbo got a good deal. Less than Discogs.
Can I point something out?
So Kimbo's probably got 3 or 4 copies then.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Well, I think mono stereo.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeffrey. Chris Vinyl Piper did a shootout with a bunch of 13th Floor Elevator records, and he determined, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, that the OGs are not the best sounding.
No. That's not true.
I do have, I had to switch, but I have the International Records box, and I think all but that came out in 81 or 2, whatever, that has all the 13th Floor Elevator, all that labels records, and they're all sealed in the box still.
Did you guys that went to FMU, did you see the copy of Easter Everywhere? I think that's the name of the album from them. That was $3,000. It was a Dead Mint mono promo.
Wow.
Dead Mint
They had
record and
speaking
cover
of-
and album.
Speaking of WFMU, they had over by Joe Basement Records on Friday. They had a copy of Sacred Mushroom, an original of that. The cover didn't look super great, but it was $1,000 for it.
Was that the table to the left of him? The Asian woman.
If you're facing Joe, it was to the right. It was this older guy right in the corner.
The guy that had all the boxes.
I think.
Hey,
yeah.
Corner. Yeah.
That really narrows it down.
I
He
have
looked
to.
that I didn't even look through his stuff because it just looked like, he had a bunch of dollar bins. Do you know what I mean? The way it was set up.
Yeah.
I just kind of rolled right by that guy.
Let me clarify. Cesar told Chris and I about this store, but Chris went today and told me about going there. So I'm clarifying it, Cesar.
So you talking about the Brazilian stuff, Rob?
Yeah.
They have good stuff.
He says they have good stuff. It's expensive, but he rationalized that to get it shipped to LA.
Oh yeah.
So I might go down there and check it out. I'm going on a trip, hopefully on Friday with Jim to Palm Springs to check out the record stores.
When are you guys going to announce your bond?
Matt, just when you and Kimbo, or you and Harry, or you and Dr. Robert have your union as 4 or 5.
I mean, I'm sorry. The clue right there is we're going down to Palm Springs. I've been to Palm Springs. I know Palm Springs.
Yeah, with who?
Yeah.
Kimbo?
No.
Hey Rob, you going through Redlands on the way out there?
We might. Why? What's in Redlands?
Rhino Records is pretty good.
Oh, since they moved, even people made fun of their old place. When they moved to their new place, I don't know what they did to their collection of records. We might stop by there. I don't know.
Alex and Sure find stuff there regularly. So,
but they live there just like me. People would say the record store near me, they don't get anything. But if you go there enough,
Yeah, that's true.
You can be.
I heard there's a good jazz record store out in Palm Springs, so I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, worth a shot. It's not
Richard
that far.
James, there's 15 feats of strength you have to perform for you to be a jazz bum.
What's it take you, about an hour to get out there?
What do you want to show, Mike?
I have old jazz records to show.
That means you've shown them before.
So apologies, everybody.
You're going to show them here instead of on our show?
Yeah, I don't know. I figured I'll show.
Oh, Mike, I meant to ask you. Did Dom did get you the record I had for you, right?
All right, let's calm down on the commenting there, Chris. Okay.
No.
Yes, I can't find it right now, but it's
no
in my
worries.
10-inch file.
Nice.
Thank you for that. That was really nice. So I now have.
You didn't have it, right?
I had number 1, so now I have number 2.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So this one I found last Wednesday in New Jersey for $20, which I thought was great. Dave, I'm pretty sure you have this. This is Prez.
Oh yeah.
This is the second pressing on Verve. The first pressing is on Norgran. I think this is 2 sessions from 1950 in New York and another one in 43 in LA. But honestly, I'm not even totally sure because the lineup here doesn't match some of the liner notes in the back. So anyway, it's an old Lester Young. Maz, you like this?
I don't know that one. I don't. I think I might have some of that music on a CD, but I don't have that vinyl record.
Is
Hey,
he a
Mike,
lab
I mean, I like
taken?
Why.
this is
He's-
this is the one I have. It's a British copy.
I love Lester Young.
Yeah.
What year
Yeah.
did that come out, Dave?
So this is an original from the UK in the tip-on jacket. What I can't remember the year. I'm sure it doesn't say on it. Like old records usually don't show you the year.
But it's probably like around the same period of time as the US, right?
Oh, it would have been the same. Yeah, same year. Pretty sure.
Okay.
It's that. It's a very interesting Columbia label.
Because that's not Columbia. That's British Columbia, right?
Right.
It's not
Yeah,
the
made
same
in Britain.
company.
Canada?
I think, yeah.
It's
Yes.
not the same company. It's a different company.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the Clef series on this.
Yeah.
It's got the cover's kind of a laminate cover.
I learned that from Poetry on Plastic because British Columbia put out classical stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did, and a lot of good stuff on that label.
Here's the Verve label. Trumpet.
Yeah, that's the first Verve label, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah. This is I think this is pre 1960s.
Yeah. So 50. God, what
I
year?
think it's 57. I think the first pressing's 56, and I think this came out.
I don't think I have any Verve on that original label.
Oof, I got a lot of it now.
Well, you've been specializing in.
So I got that for $20, which I thought was a steal. And then this WCB Jazz Vinyl Collector sent me a link to this because it was $25, and he knows I collect this stuff. But this is an original Soulville, Ben Webster. $25 for the original.
That's a good price.
Real good price. Same label, Deep Groove Trumpet. This is so obviously Ben Webster, Oscar Peterson, Herb Ellis, Ray Brown, and Stan Levy. And it's a 57 session in LA. So got
Who
an
did the
original.
early reissues of that?
What's that?
Who did the early reissues of that record? It's
Verve?
been pressed a bunch, but
You see the frame here? They all
Yeah.
have this frame.
yeah.
Anyway, they're just nice. They're just nice records. And then one more.
Does anyone have the current reissue of that?
Yeah, I do. It's great.
It is.
I like it.
Who did the current one?
Chad.
Oh, Chad.
Yeah,
Okay.
Analog Productions.
Okay.
And then one more. I mean, these just came up for cheap. I think I got this one for $12. This one is Art Tatum with Buddy DeFranco.
That's sweet.
Oh,
So you have
cool cover.
So it's Art Tatum, Red Calendar bass, Bill Douglas drums, and then Buddy DeFranco on clarinet. And this is 56, a 56 session in LA. And you
Was
know,
that originally on Verve then?
what's that?
Was that originally on Verve or was it like a Clef Norgran thing?
I think this is a first pressing because I think the session was in 56 and this is a 56 pressing.
Okay.
So anyway, really nice. Honestly, the whole Verve, Clef, Norgran stuff is so interchangeable. I feel like it's pretty consistent. I would say the Clef is probably the best pressings out of all of them. Mercury is okay. But yeah, I think they're all, if you find any of them, they're fine. Anything pre-1960, just grab it. So, but yeah, so I just happened to get these. These are all Verve, I think. But these 3 Verves, and they're all like $25 or under. So
Yeah, you did well on
Verve
those.
is pretty
Wow.
yeah, I mean, if you look right now, they're probably expensive, but if you just wait, someone will list one for a good price.
Hey, not to interrupt you, Mike, but the poll is ending now. 104 people have taken it. 104. 85% say no. I ended the poll.
All right, well,
Thank you.
15%
Thank you,
conversion
everyone.
rate. I mean, I don't know how much better you can ask for.
All of you are cheap ass bastards.
Mazzy, what
Sorry,
do you think of
Noel.
that? 15% say they are signing up for the service. Is that good or bad?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, think about it. There's 1,000 copies of each of the premium or the extra bonus record. So, I mean, that's probably not bad.
Hey, Mike, can I tell you, as someone who does market research,
We're good.
the hardest thing to do is to recruit people to participate, the right people to participate. That's the hardest thing to do. We have 140 people here that are here watching. I got to think we have the right people to survey for that question. So if I was someone who cared about the poll, I would take it kind of seriously. We have the people that Blue Note wants to attract to the service. And I kind of think, without trying to pull shit out of my ass, that we're tired of the subscription services.
Well, hold on. Here's a question for you.
It's fun. Yeah.
We're
Now,
tired of
we also mentioned that Verve has a subscription service, and we know a couple of those titles. Now, are you interested in that one?
for the first title. See, they're not playing games. They're putting a title, either you want it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And to their credit, and
Kinda
I
like
think
Third
Tone Poet
Man.
should have done. Tone Poet shouldn't have started this off with, okay, maybe the Andrew Hill record's desirable. They shouldn't have started. They should have rearranged the titles. They shouldn't have started off with a Crusaders record.
Yeah,
No.
maybe that's true. Let me say this. This is like a counterpoint. I know Nicole here, who's our friend in the audience. She gets on a lot of these subscription, I think. Marcella, who I've met a couple times, who lives in the Netherlands, she's all in on these kind of subjects. There is a group of people that don't come on these things, that don't go to Facebook, that have a lot of that make good money, that have nice gear, that it's the easiest thing is subscribe and it shows up. They don't have to follow the shit like we do. And that's all they need is a group like that to do that. We're not that audience, maybe some of us, but there's a lot of people. If I was, totally wealthy and I wanted to get, and I was really into jazz like you guys, I'm into jazz, but there's other things too. I would just, it's easy just to sign up for the whole thing. And every month I get a package.
But you do this, Mazzy. You're a contrarian.
I'm just saying the fact. There's an audience there.
No, I understand. There are 15% audience of it.
But that's all you need. The people that say, come in, design my apartment, buy my sofas, buy my TVs, fix my stereo, install my. It's like over here we have Hawthorne Stereo, which is sort of for the people. And there's Definitive that, it's a whole house thing. Come in and set me up, audio, visual stuff. I don't care how much it costs. That's the audience.
But Mazzy, we're having a conversation, and again, I started this by saying this is a good problem to have.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think we're just tired.
We're
tired of. Look, Mike made a good point. If anyone's familiar with this, Verve is doing a subscription service, and they're doing Tone Poet like reissues of great Verve records, and they also include Impulse titles. It's actually Verve and Impulse. Their first record they're offering to start off their service is, you have to leave? Okay, take it easy. Thanks for coming.
Chad used to always have those.
Well, let me finish, Mazzy. This first title they're starting it off with, and Chris is falling asleep, is Coltrane, John Coltrane, a very desirable title that maybe 3 years ago, that Germany Universal reissued to a pretty nice one for cheap. But that's how you start it off. You don't start off the Tone Poet Society, whatever it is.
No, I agree.
With a Jazz Crusaders title.
Yeah.
Oh, a dollar bin record right off the top?
Huh?
A dollar bin record right off the top?
Is that I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I've never seen
around
that
here.
If I were you,
I worked for ABC, which was the label that the Crusaders were on, and that's not an ABC Crusaders.
I'm not saying even their music's bad, but they set up this whole new thing. And of all the titles that they're dropped, what's the most desirable title for you, Chris?
I don't know. I think this is kind of a dumb argument, but whatever.
How high are you right now?
I just took an edible just now. Here's the counterpoint, Rob.
Okay.
A 15% conversion rate they would be thrilled with. They would be fucking over the moon.
No, okay.
I think so
That's all
too.
that matters.
Well, I don't know. I don't
do.
know what they're. How do you know?
Because I work for a software company. We sell shit. I know how it works. So 15% conversion rate, they would be super happy.
Okay, well, I'll let you know. The people I do market research for, they wouldn't be.
Yeah, but you're the difference is they're also just selling these everywhere else already. This is like gravy on top.
But I understand. I'm letting you know, in my experience of doing market research and giving people the data that is exactly this, they wouldn't be thrilled with a 15% conversion. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. And especially to their fans and the main people that they first adapters or people like us.
You know what's interesting? I wonder how many tome poets they sell on average of any given release, right?
Well, that'd be a question more. The only person I would know who would know. I mean, I know someone who has a record company, but Mike, the Engroove, would probably know the answer to that. So I don't know, but I can tell you, maybe it's not similar. So like when we test a movie, a studio wants all their films to test. They want their movies to test 50% excellent. There's 5 choices.
That's a different thing. Yeah.
No, but it isn't a different thing. You actually have to.
You're talking about people buying. They're not
no,
saying
you're okay, Mazzy. Let me explain to you. Mazzy, actually,
you're wrong. Fuck you.
Mazzy, I can actually give you.
You're wrong.
Mazzy, I'm going to explain to you why I'm right.
Okay.
You're not though.
The act of going to a movie theater, Mazzy, the act of going to a movie theater is more involved than buying a record.
Yes.
To get up and spend the kind of money you're going to spend to go to the movies, it's expensive. So if you're making that one movie that opens this Friday is a $250 million movie with marketing costs, they're in over almost $400 million. They need to make that money back. I don't know what the production budget is to put out one of these tome poets, but they want to make their money back.
Did you know this? Look at this. Bring that back. I mean, look at that. I didn't know that of that jazz record.
Yeah,
so
okay, but
so it's the rarer one. It's
dollar
not
bin
everywhere. It's not like the orange chain.
Here's my only
argument. Go buy every dollar bin copy you can find. You'll be rich, Dave.
Yeah, listen. To each his own. Whatever you want. But you have to agree with me. The Jazz Crusaders is not a good title to open up your subscription service with.
I think it's a great title. I'm going to buy it.
It should have been.
Are you joining the subscription service?
Probably.
You said no earlier.
No, didn't I? Said I didn't know. I mean, I'm considering it. I think it's a pretty good deal, really.
It's the same thing like when Ken McAuliffe says there's no CTIs in New York City. Well, I can go across the street. There's like 1,000 CTIs in that damn building.
I don't believe that anyway.
He said there's not good CTIs. That's stupid.
Dude, I've got everything. I mean,
don't you get tired? I mean, you always hear the same kind of. Okay, I'm getting out of this topic a little bit, but whenever a reissue comes out, mostly in rock and other areas, they say, you can find that it's a $10 record, it's a $5, but just because you have it, there's a lot of people that want to buy a new record that don't dig for records. A lot of people that don't have record stores anywhere near them. That's why people like Rob and I and PB Thal have done these auctions, and we sell records to pay places that 200 miles to find a record store. There's a lot of people that this might be good for. I totally understand that. They can't buy it at their local. When I go to Easy Street, as much as I like Easy Street, they always get 2 copies of every tone poet. That's not many, but
So what does that mean to you, Mazzy? What does that mean?
I don't
they're
think
a rock. They're a rock.
They're not getting.
Well, no, they have decent jazz, but I don't think they have. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think they have a person at that store that really knows jazz that can display it and merchandise it. They don't even have a new jazz release bin. That's bullshit.
Yeah. My main store
has Freddie Hubbard, a new Freddie Hubbard tone poet in Freddie Hubbard. So if you're not looking for Freddie Hubbard, you don't know the tone poet.
Yeah. Don't you get all that stuff at silver platters?
Well, but even that, they just play a little bit.
Do you want me to tell you something funny, Mazzy? when I go to Amoeba a lot, they don't get a lot of copies of the Tone Poets there.
But at least it's probably faced up, right?
Sometimes, but I have to think maybe 2 or 3. They don't get an equal number of all the new releases.
Right. But you need a good.
That's kind of weird.
There's nothing. There's the biggest value that I remember. I'm going back, and Dom may agree with me. If I don't know, Dom might be gone by now, but you need a rock guy, a metal guy in your store. You need a jazz person. You need you need different people. Not everyone liking the same music. And I remember back in the Tower days, you used to have the jazz buyer and the person that knows classical in the classical room and stuff. You need people
Usually
that know
went
that
hand
stuff.
in hand, classical and jazz.
And when
was the
people
same
come
buyer.
in, they're saying, "Hey, what do you got new, Rob? Do you have any new jazz shit?" And we have the new stuff and the used stuff. That there's, when you have a record store that you used to frequent, you rely on that people, not just the guy in the T-shirt that's 3, sizes too small. They bought 30 years ago, sitting behind the counter, doesn't give a shit and doesn't price his records. You want someone to talk about what's new or used. And I think that's the greatest thing. So this could be good for an audience there.
Sure. I don't really buy many new records from stores. I usually buy used stuff from stores.
You're good at finding the deals where you get a bundle, like a lot at once.
Okay,
Chris.
Mazzy, I have a question for you because the putts I was talking about
it's a good way to
earlier in the Facebook group was how does a mom and pop record store, where do they make their money?
Used.
Do they make it on used or new?
Oh, used, definitely.
Used.
Even the thing back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s, record stores really, unless they kind of fudge it, couldn't sell used records. The labels wouldn't let them sell. That's why there were separate used record shops. You rarely saw, like Tower Records, there's never used records. Record Factory, Warehouse, Sam Goody's, never. There might be a few resealed things, possibly. You didn't have that. They didn't want to compete with it. But the markup back then was atrocious. You would get ad dollars if you had like RCA month or Elvis month or Beatles month. You'd get compensation for advertising, co-ops from the labels for that month. Well, so you'd sell bongs in California. You'd sell water pipes and rolling papers and cocaine grinders and baby laxative to cut cocaine. We had all the drug paraphernalia.
Didn't they prevent you from selling used records too, Maz?
I don't know. I mean,
I thought you told us that before, that like you would get in trouble if you were a new record person.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they could legally do that, but they could say, "Hey, we're not going to sell you this product. We're not going to get this." It's like any business. It's like mafia shit. Strong arming. But they don't want you to buy a used record if there's a new copy of Rumors right next to it.
Right.
Or whatever the title is. But the thing is, in those days, it was records and cassettes. There was no streaming, so everyone bought physical product.
Yeah.
So you sold a shitload. The multiples we would sell in a tiny store, like Fleetwood Mac Rumors is a good example. In our store alone, which was a medium-sized store, we probably pushed like 200 to 300, 400 copies a week of Rumors, in a little store. Tower probably sold 5 to 10, like San Francisco, 5,000 to 10,000 copies a month, of that, California, and,
I mean, it was that or don't listen to it, right? I mean, that's all there was.
Sorry?
I said it was that or you don't listen to it.
Well, you hear a song on a radio here and there, but
sure.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Zeb, you don't have to be sarcastic. He usually finishes his stories. Might be 20 minutes.
That was a good story.
But I don't know what's going on now. I mean, that's why Dom knows or Mike Ingroove knows. I mean, I'm out of one of my favorite videos. Mike Ingroove and I did a collaboration once because I really wanted to do a back and forth with someone in the record business 40 years ago or 50 years ago and someone now. Big differences.
Louis had a really good point a minute ago. Let's see if I can find it. Shit.
Delphina, do you know what I'm talking about?
Delphina's comment was.
We used to cut cocaine. Used to cut cocaine with those cubes. What was it called?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
I'm not a big druggie, but I
You used to be.
No, not a big. I was a mild druggie.
Cocaine's not mild, Mazzy.
Yes, I've never tried it. Never will.
Really?
No. I had a
Yeah,
I had a I had a brother who passed away. He's my example of what I do. And
I only did it from 1977 to 82. That was it.
yes, that was the years to do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the bump years.
It was when Mazzy was a car dealer.
I remember that Tower Records, the annex, didn't they? Is that where the video store was behind Tower on Broadway?
You ever go to the old tower in Manhattan?
Yeah, my friend Randy, my friend Coleman's ex-girlfriend Randy, opened up the first tower in New York City, the one on 4th and Broadway. She was the manager. She's if you ever watch the documentary, The Tower Records, she's in the documentary.
Yeah,
Island Record had offices upstairs. Keith Richard had a condo upstairs in that building when they renovated it.
Yeah, there was another place down the street from there that had a bunch of records. They were upstairs. Was it JR? I forget what it was called.
JNR.
JNR. Yeah,
Yeah.
JNR. I think they're still in.
They just closed like maybe 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, they're selling online. They still have stock that they
They
sell on
probably do,
Discogs
yeah.
or something.
Rev, that story scared me too until somebody said, "Hey, you want to do some coke?" And then I did, and I was not freaking anymore.
Yeah, so I was just graduating. No, I think I was graduating high school when that happened. It freaked us all out.
Oh, the heart
Isn't
attack.
he freebasing though?
Oh
Isn't
yeah.
he
Did he have a
freebasing
heart
it?
attack?
I've never freebased. That's stupid.
He OD'd, right? He had
Who did?
his chest exploded.
Lynn
Oh, yeah.
Bias.
Oh,
Yeah,
His
that's
head
the
did not
saddest.
explode.
That
He played for
literally,
what?
if
That was
there's
that was
sports-
82. That's when I
Look,
stopped.
there's sports tragedy stories that are tragic. That's a very sad story.
Yeah, he played for the Maryland Terrapins.
Maryland grew up in
remember.
DC, went to Northeastern
Remember
High
that.
School, I think. He was
Cocaine, I think, is a stupid drug. I did it with friends and record business and going to clubs. It's stupid, I think.
That dude. There's debates about how good he would have been compared to Jordan, but we'll never know.
Yeah.
He growing up in DC, we had Sugar Ray Leonard. He was a big guy from around the same area that Lynn Bias was from.
Carmelo was
homegrown
Baltimore, I
dude.
think.
What's going to happen Friday night? The Tyson Jake Paul fight. What's your prediction?
I hope Tyson bites not his ear off, his whole head off, and just spits it out. That kid's a moron.
You know, I want to give Rev a plug here. Rev and Louie. Apparently, I haven't watched it yet, but Rev just dropped an Instagram kind of review of Louie's Karen is Sharon is Karen record, and he did a clip in it. So if you haven't ordered that record, that punk power pop great hook record,
order Louie's record.
Yeah. Hey, Louie.
Fun record.
Louie, what are you at right now?
Song with Joey's a good song on that.
Post a link to sell your record, please.
They're all good songs, man.
It's a fun record, you know. Now, did you see on Rachel's this morning? I found the master. I found the dub tape of my.
What are you going to do with it, Mazzy?
I don't know. 1968, 1969, 1971. I need to. Do I have to bake? Do I have to bake the tapes though first? I don't know.
Bake your head.
Get it pressed at Palas.
I think I want to go to Harry's and listen to it on his reel-to-reel first.
What is it?
This is my band and me playing like in 1968, 1969, 1971. 1971 is the Unplugged session, acoustic guitars.
Is it any good?
You get it pressed at Palas, I'll buy a copy.
I need to,
How's
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Why are you saying Palas?
Was that the one in Germany?
That's like a fancy North
Is it
Carolina.
Palas or Palace? I always thought it was Palace, but it might be Palas.
I don't know.
Like up a you Palas.
I say like maybe the Germans say.
Same, TJ. I agree with you.
Palace.
Yeah, actually, the Numero group would be great. Maybe I can get Light in the Attic. I know Matt at Light in the Attic.
Dude, get
record coming out at Palace.
What's his name? Just put it out.
I'm gonna do a record store day edition.
You should. That'd be perfect.
Hey,
Mazzy,
what's the
likelihood? I might sell
it
a subscription first on my channel.
Hey, what's the likelihood that you're going to run into the toothless guy again?
It's been a while. It's been a while. You know, I don't know. Kimbo's gone dark to me. I know since the election, Kimbo and I haven't texted each other, so he's probably not watching now.
When is the Light in the Attic sale? Does anybody know? That's a good question.
No, that's on the 20. They said which date? I think the 20th.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
sweet.
If anyone's in LA, and want to meet up
Betty.
for Record Store Day, let me know.
Apparently, there is a Portland or Beaverton, Beaverton is where Nike is out of Portland. Record show Saturday.
Well, they're two different places. I think
there's Olympia, Washington record show Sunday. This Sunday.
I think this is an excellent idea, Chance.
I think on
might
your
have a bunch of like K record stuff.
I think
you know.
on your next Pops and Clicks live stream, Chance, have Mazzy and Darren up, please.
Hey, Chance, can we do a podcast on this found tape? It's like a non-EQ dub of the master.
It's dub, but it's not dub music.
Hey, it's going to be something like this.
And look at this. This is my handwriting. This is my handwriting 50 plus years ago.
That's cool, Mazzy.
I think it's cool. Come on. I mean, 14 years old, 15 years old. Give me a break.
Are you going to do a video where we get to hear some of it on that reel to reel?
What I want to do, seriously, I want to do a mini documentary, and at the end, Harry's got a great reel to reel setup. He collects reel to reel. I haven't talked to him yet, but I want to sit there and have me filming me when I'm listening to it. I'll edit it down so I don't hear the whole thing, and see how emotional I get listening to it, like one of those reaction things.
Who was in the band with you?
They're all dead.
Well,
Mazzy killed them.
Hey, you don't have to.
Nobody you would know. You wouldn't know any of them, but one of the guy's fathers was a custom tailor, right, in my band, and he said these guys want to come and listen to you. I told he's like one of these Jewish fathers. Told him about his kid had a band, and it was a guy who managed Quicksilver Messenger Service at the time.
Oh, cool.
He came to listen to us. We never heard from him again.
Hey,
but we were so excited, right? In 1968.
I want to take a second. My friend Brad, Omnivore, is having a Big Star sale right now. All their Big Star stuff is 50% off. So here's a link, people. Just for the band Big Star. They put out a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should do a GoFundMe for copy. That's what I should do, right? Or a Kickstarter or whatever.
Jeez. Then we're going to all have to buy this stupid album.
As long as Kevin Gray masters it.
Actually, Mazzy commissioned me to do the cover. You want to see it?
I want Tom Rashawn to do the cover.
No, you commissioned me. I did it.
He's doing it right now. Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be a UHQR in a box. But there's enough material there for a double album, but I think I'm going to edit it down for a single.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Any Beatles covers on it?
No, but there are a lot of covers. In fact, the first 4 songs, the singer we had then had a great voice. His father was a cantor. You know what a cantor is? No. At a temple, there's a rabbi and a cantor. The cantor is the one that sings.
Okay.
So he sang like
cantor?
Cantor.
Cantor. Okay.
So we do a cover of a folk song, If I Were a Carpenter, song, If I Were.
We were talking about Darren again.
We do a cover of Get Together, the Youngbloods or Chet Powers. Come on, people. We do a cover.
That's a good song.
We do a cover of Purple Haze and we do a cover of For What It's Worth.
Actually, if you buy the album, there's one hidden song. It's Mazzy singing "I Am Woman." Hear me roar. It's really
that wasn't written. This is before I Am Woman. This is around the time Crosby, Stills and Nash was getting together, and this is around the time of Cheap Thrills and Volunteers by the Jefferson Airplane. So,
No. Does the cantor? I could think the cantor blows the shofar.
Chris,
he does the chauffeur. Yeah, he does. The cantor does.
Chris, you had any CDs come in lately?
No, I haven't ordered any CDs in a little while.
Oh, okay.
I have a package to send Chris.
Yes.
When he sends me back, you got to send me back because I have a record I need to send to Notes and Tones from that.
Okay, that's fine. I will do that.
I think you have one for me too, Rob. I gotta ask about that.
Well, I actually have 2. There's the one Dom gave me that I already have.
Oh,
the Archie Shep. And then I have to clean the Steve Lacy record you want.
The Hat Hut record.
Yeah.
I like that other Hat Hut you found, the Murray. That's nice.
So the Murray, that thing kicks ass. It's so good.
Yeah, that's I've never seen that
record
record before.
Anytime I find a record with Johnny, how do you say his last name?
Diani.
I'm buying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Like
he automatically ups
from
South Africa.
Yeah, but he died young too, right?
Yeah.
So he ups the value of records, I think.
But you add him with Cyril, that's serious business.
But a lot of it is Dave Murray playing free and stuff.
Yeah. And not every Dave Murray record's great, but that's probably really good.
Every Dave Murray record I've gotten, I've enjoyed.
Yeah, I like most of it.
Well, no, there's
Some,
one that's
yeah.
terrible.
I wonder if I can get David Frick to write the liner notes.
I don't even know who
Who's
that
that?
is.
Oh, you don't know Dave Frick? Dave Frick was a editor and writer at Rolling Stone, big time guy. He does all these box sets of whether it's McCartney or rock and roll or psychedelic. Every time
Get someone from the VC to do it, Maz. You get Tone
Yeah,
Scott.
get Texas,
Nobody-
get Texas Dave to
No,
do
I
it.
don't.
That'd be amazing.
Nobody can write in the VC.
What?
I don't know Tone Scott. I don't want Tone Scott. No offense
What,
to Tone.
what about Mazzy? What about Texas Dave? He could write you the liner.
No offense. Sorry. I'm sorry. I would rather have Rob as a boomer scalper write the liner notes.
Well, he might say something like, "This music is too risque for me."
No offense, Wyoming Dave. No offense.
Not
to
Wyoming
you.
Dave. I said Texas Dave.
I've never seen his writing. Yeah.
Hold on. Chances
Who's
countering
on Sirius?
the guy you're talking about.
David
Texas
Frick.
Dave's on serious?
Well, David Frick is a great writer. I
Oh,
don't know.
no, this Frick guy.
Oh,
David Frick is a fantastic writer. I don't know what he's like as a speaker.
Hey. Hey, Mark H. Kevin Gray's too big for Mazzy.
no, he's not.
Well,
He did.
I know Kevin. Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, not in person, but that would be a big ask for me to go to Kevin Gray. And
Hold
say,
on.
"Hey, Kevin,
Nicole, you didn't buy the plum box?
I second Nicole's
Oh,
motion.
sick.
You didn't
That's
buy
a
the
good
plum
one.
box,
Wrong.
Dave?
No, shit. I don't buy many new
Bernice
jazz
Gray."
releases.
Wait, but hold on. I don't think I've bought a Dave Murray record out of the 80s yet. So what are you talking about?
Bernice Gray.
No.
Is the 80s okay?
I kind of want to see if I can get Bruce Botnick to work on it for me.
Hey, before we end, I'll open this,
I
David.
think you're aiming a little high there, Mazzy.
I haven't opened this.
I'm not high.
No, I said I think you're aiming a little high.
Oh, I'm
These
just.
are the ones
You
to
know,
get
I'm
from
just.
David Murray right here.
You get the humor, Chris. I think.
do.
Yeah,
I do.
totally.
I wish I could easily access my records like you could. I'm going to open this one. This is from 84. Is 84 okay, Nicole?
Yeah, I have that record. That's a good one.
Why are you asking Nicole? It's okay with you. It's okay for you.
No, I understand it, but she says early David Murray.
Oh,
When
geez,
did
that's a
he start-
sealed record?
When did he start recording? 76, 75?
When was this?
Was
This
a great
is-
writer, but
you
No,
know-
this is 77.
Black Saint and Soul Note knew how to press records. This thing is clean. And they
Oh,
put it
yeah.
in a nice sleeve, and it's
Yeah.
flat. It's flat.
Yeah.
Well, you're pressing up on the bottom to make it flat.
And they've never reissued any of that stuff. Hardly at
And
all.
here's the lineup. This is a cool lineup.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. That looks great.
Where'd you find that one?
Smells good. Smells good too.
Where'd you get that one at?
Somewhere around, I probably picked it up for like $5.
Heck yeah.
Deb is a space cadet or an astronaut. We don't know which.
I'm gonna listen to this after we end the stream.
It's
I'll
good.
make some dinner and listen to that. I'll help you out there, Delphina, if I find some parts. But I'm not giving you the ones I have, so I'll look out for you.
I
And
like his octet records too.
which now?
The David Murray octet. I've got 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah, I have like 3 of
Oh,
those.
yeah. What, the one's called Home?
They have ladies on them. There's like ladies on the covers.
ladies.
Ladies.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that young woman who was on the cover of The Blind
Yeah.
Faith. I think she's old enough to recreate that
Hey,
photo.
Delphina, I gave you that whole box of baby laxatives.
Exactly.
Yeah, here it is.
Hey,
Listen,
Mazzy. Hang on, I have a
Mark,
question.
Mark H, it's Ryan K. Smith, not Ron.
This
Well,
is
that's the other
Black
guy you're
Saint.
getting wrong. To it. What is
This
it?
is the one, Chris.
Hang on.
Yeah,
I don't have
That's
that one.
supposed to
Yet.
be really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
Is that good?
Oh, yeah.
Who's in the octet?
Oh shit.
Oh, I know. Wait a second.
Fred Gill, Butch Morris on cornet, George Lewis trombone, Anthony Davis piano, Wilbur Morris bass, Steve McCall on drums.
Mm.
Yeah, sick lineup on this one.
Can we do a new poll, Rob?
Right up by Stanley Crouch.
Okay.
I'm done with the polls.
I got a Shill jazz album, and I was surprised how much I liked it.
This one's good.
It's unusual for me, this album. Okay.
Oh, that is good.
Well, the way it started out, I don't think any of us listen to a lot of big band lately, right? But there's a cliche about big band. But after the first track, which is a larger band, there's this basic sextet plus a larger band that goes in and out of that. But once it clicks in after the first cut, it gets some really out there, beautiful stuff. And there's some, obviously, then it gets into it scales back and you hear just Andrew's piano playing and some great, I've only listened to the first disc of the 2 record sets so far. 1980, so that's still 44 years ago, but it seems like it's like beautiful recording. It sounds great package. Apparently it was a CD. Brooks has a CD of my friend Brooks, I think.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
But they expanded on this. There's like another version of a track. It's better than I expected. I blasted it last night. It's a great one.
How was the quality of the pressing?
Oh, it was great. It was quiet.
Sounds good.
I was surprised that I liked this as much as I did. Because I'm not a big band, anyway, it's very good. And
looks sweet. I love more free big band stuff. It's kind of
free, but not like not I hate to use the word creepy free, but not, it's accessibly free. You know what I mean? Like orchestra. Anyway, I'm tripping over my lips right now. I can't describe things.
I know what you're saying, Chris. I actually have a record coming that's got a 50-piece
Wow,
group.
it's huge.
Yeah, 50-piece free jazz group, and when it gets going,
What?
it is an assault.
Who?
The
Okay.
band is a group out of Louisville that Tice showed the other night called Kark.
So what would you, Dave, what would you consider Horace Tapscott's big band? Would you compare that to the stuff you're just talking about?
No, that's a different thing. I have a lot of those records. They're great records.
Yeah.
I mean, like this
Pure
one
Pleasure
here.
put out a lot of that stuff.
I got this one at Amoeba when I was there in LA.
Can we see that? Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, you could get the Pure Pleasure has a version of that. But that one
Yeah.
right there, what is that? $300 record?
Well, this is a reissue on Outer National or something. Outer National Sounds.
Hmm.
But it was probably 50. I mean, it was still triple LP. It was probably still $40 or $50. But
Well,
yeah,
I don't know if they did that one though. I think that is reissued, but I'm not 100%.
He's got a reissue in his hands.
Yeah, it's a reissue.
Pure Pleasure, man. Come on.
Okay. I'm excited about
this came out before Pure Pleasure.
There's a
You
bunch
see,
of
that's
crazy.
the kind of stuff I'm getting more and more into. That stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Like this one's really good. The Flight
I have
Flight
the
17.
Yeah, I have the Pure Pleasure of that right over here somewhere.
Yeah,
Is it purely pleasurable?
but it's not the same.
Hmm.
Those are mostly. I got a lot of his stuff solo stuff, man.
I have all those solo albums.
I
They're
have a question for Mazzy. Who is your favorite cabinet pick so far?
Well, funny. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know you're kidding. In terms of the most absurd, bizarre, fucked up choice, it's the
oh God, I don't want to talk about this shit.
Well, he just asked me. You know who it is? Matt Gates. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's cool.
Even in the house, he's being investigated
if
for.
You want to see? I'll say this and end it. No political talk. If you want to know what the next 4 years are going to be like, watch the movie Idiocracy.
Yeah. Oh God.
100%. Yeah.
Just watch that movie and you'll be set.
Matt Getz looks like the result of hasty dog
sex
sex.
in the hen house.
Hey,
Are you,
Chris?
It's laughable at this point, Chris. It's laughable.
Can you say something and then go brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah, it's laughable, right, Chris? Yeah.
Hey, I'm not joining the Tone Poet Society. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah. Have you ever had to hire people?
Brando, it's got electrolytes.
Chris, have you ever had to hire people in any kind of job?
Yeah.
Now, do you
Yeah.
look at the resume? Do you see if they're right for the specific job
Of
and
course,
everything?
of course.
Okay.
No,
That's all
actually,
I'll
I just want to make sure they'll be lapdogs to me and do
like
everything. I want.
yeah. So this is not the way they're handling this, but that's my.
Anyway,
No, the criteria is, have you been on Fox News? The end.
yeah.
All I'm saying is
that's our Secretary of Defense.
only saving
It's for
grace.
Secretary of anything.
The only
Saving
saving
grace.
grace is I live in California, and that one
Yeah.
person didn't get elected. If that one person got elected, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, we're good here in Washington State too, in that respect. So
I'm
Yeah,
down.
all the
Good.
crazy people here lost in North Carolina.
Well, not all the crazy people.
Except
Well,
the main one.
Well, yeah. Well, he's
Well,
mainstream now.
a lot of union people supported the new president, and he's a union buster. So it's amazing.
Oh yeah, all
we're
the
gonna
people
end
that
the
voted
stream.
to deport themselves.
Let's end the stream in 5 minutes, but I'll tell
Okay.
you this. I have a good feeling that Dr. Phil will be our Surgeon General.
Ooh, that'd be amazing.
Now, what about the guy that was the guy that says how Trump is a big health of? Oh, yeah, I think he was last time, wasn't he? Maybe I don't remember.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My personal favorite is let's ship all the agricultural employees out and then see if the price of eggs goes down. Good luck
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
No one's moving to Canada.
No,
Speaking of
what does it say? What does my name say here? Wait,
Just get in line, man.
the socialist final resistance. I mean, I'm not leaving America. I love America.
yeah, me too.
Let's-
Because
go
I
to
don't
Canada.
like,
I'll-
I don't
Here-
love
here-
America.
I'll be around to stream. I'm gonna go away the
Molson
last
Canadian.
2 weeks of the year, but I've made a concerted effort. I'm not watching any real news anymore.
I'm not either, actually.
Watch sports and movies and shows.
I get the notices.
I feel my anxiety level is way down. I'm just gonna listen to beautiful music and talk about beautiful music.
How do you get all the VCU games over there?
They're televised. They're on ESPN. We're a big team, Dave.
Are
Oh,
you?
All our games are televised. I'm going to tell you something. I've lived in LA for 30 years. Right at the gate, I could watch VCU games on because there was a local channel. Do you remember there was a Home Team Sports?
oh
There's a
yeah.
DC, and they would show VCU games. When I was the mascot, they would televise our games. So I have videos of me being the mascot.
That's
But-
true. I have to wear a flag pin to prove that I love America.
Hey, hold on. I'll tell you this.
that.
So VCU played a cupcake game against this team called Merrick.
A cupcake game. What is
Yeah,
that?
they're out of
That
what,
means it's a
Jersey
buy. You pay the team to come play you, knowing
Yeah.
you'll beat them.
or New York.
Right.
So they do it at the beginning of the season. So I'm not making this up. There's a player who plays for Merrick. I think it's a team
Oh yeah.
in Massachusetts. Here, this player. I'm not even joking. This is the player that plays for Merrick. I hope this guy is. Where is this picture?
I just hope he's on. If he's not on the right team, he's getting a lot of shit.
No, well, hold on. Here's the player who plays for Merrick.
Sean.
Oh
Trump.
no!
Wow.
He looks
You know-
unhappy about it.
There was a great. I saw a rebroadcast of something because I'm not on TikTok, but obviously you know who AOC is, right?
Yeah.
And AOC won in her district, and she did a TikTok and wanted people to respond to her saying, "Look, in her area, right? Her people she represents, Trump won, and she won, and she's saying, why did you vote for me?" And why did you vote for Trump? And the answers, and she reads these answers or prints these answers, is really interesting about people saying, well, you and Trump, at least you're honest people. You're for the working class. You're the working man people. It's so hysterical. And they don't know who, Kamala was. They didn't read her policy. His policies are better for the working man, like yours.
All right.
We're
It's
on the ESPN, Dave.
it's
All
good
right, Dave.
vibe thing.
So
They like
Mazzy,
vibe.
join me Friday night about 4 hours in. we can get shit faced online and talk.
Oh, you mean
about
on Jazz Bums?
Yeah, and we talk about the shit for like an hour.
Okay. Do you have my phone number? You should text. You should have.
No, I don't rate. I don't rate.
Do you have
now.
Rob's phone number?
No.
Oh,
Just
I don't have
direct
his phone
message him. Yes,
Direct
you do,
yeah.
Chris. You do have my phone number.
Do I?
Yes.
You can send him. Get my number from him. You know?
Mazzy, you make an order from B Core Records or what?
You know, I didn't. It's funny. I've been getting a lot of people saying, buy this, buy that. That one I want to get. No, I want to get that. I kind of forgot and I spaced out. You know, it's
limited. They only made so many. And
okay.
it's,
All right. That's the double album.
There's some my friend Joe made a good point because he wanted to check it out first because it is different than the other stuff. And he was like, hey, have you read some of the reviews from people that actually live in Spain on this thing? At the time when it came out, it came out like 15 or 16 years ago. And people were saying it's the best record ever released in Spain. Like people were saying that kind of thing about it. So it's just really diverse. Like I said, it's got stuff that sounds like it can go on a Radiohead or the Smile album.
It's the Vida Normal, right?
That's the song. Yeah.
Oh, that's the song. Okay.
Yeah, you should check out that song. Have you heard like maybe the Smile album?
The second Smile
Skinner
album?
and Tom York.
Oh yeah, I have all three. Yeah.
Yeah. Play that song and tell me that wouldn't fit right in.
Okay.
It's just except it's got vocals in Catalan from
Where
Enrique
is
Monofusco.
Oh, it's the Adelante, right?
Adelante Bonaparte.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're just going to make me buy something while we're here.
Triple LP.
Oh, it's triple. It's 50. It's 50,000 Cs though. What is that? What is that? What does it come
€50.
to American?
€50.
And what does that come out to?
Yeah, it's probably after shipping's probably €15, 65
75 bucks.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
But it's 3 records, so
yeah, it's 3.
It
and
says
they did a different color
it
for
says they
every
want
record.
my nombre. I know Nombre's name, so
yeah.
Okay, this is like remedial Spanish for Mazzy.
Everybody, I'm spending Mazzy's money right now.
I think I'm going to wrap things up because I want to make dinner before
wait,
it's too late.
Let's see. I have read. Okay, PayPal, go. Let's just see if this sale goes through.
Okay.
Why wouldn't it?
Oh, a billing region is required. What's my region?
Yeah, they want to make sure they take down your full address and everything.
Of course they do. Washington State. Let's just see if this works before we go.
You've ordered from them before.
You know, when you're doing something, you want to make sure your cable works when you're on the phone with the repair.
Well, you've ordered from them before. You got a bunch of stuff from them.
Yeah, but it's been a while. It's been like 5 years, 4 years.
Has it that long?
Well,
yeah, it could be.
Type your credit card number into the private chat, man. That'll help you out.
What's your social security number, Mazzy?
Yeah.
No, he's not forcing
really
me.
a Nigerian prince.
What street did you grow up on?
I'm going to give Dave a props.
What was your dog's name?
He turned me on to an Enrique Monofusco. Is that right?
Enrique Monofusco.
Mazzy, what's your favorite snack?
And in 2019, I think it's 2019, that record that he turned me on to was my #1 record of that year.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
What's your mother's maiden name?
Oh shit! Now they want. Hold on.
Thumbprint.
They want my CVS number. Shit. Okay. CVS.
Oh,
they don't believe his money.
Hey, has
money's any good?
Has anyone shopped at Whole Foods recently? They take a picture of your palm print now that you can pay with your palm.
That's the mark of the beast. You're going to hell for sure for that one.
I know. I bought my stuff the other day at Whole Foods with my palm print.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I gotta say one thing. It's hilarious, which is not true. On TikTok, there was a rumor going around that Trump picked Lauren Boebert to be the head of Department of Education. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Oh no, it's Kyle Rittenhouse.
Did she win or lose?
Huh?
Enrique Tarrio or whatever.
Oh, she won. She won.
She did?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, she won. Hey, Carrie Lake lost. That's all that matters. The lady's in.
You sure it's not going to be there? He's going to get the Proud Boys leader out of prison and make him head of Department of Education. Make sure all the boys are proud.
Anyway, I just thought that was funny, considering she had to take the GED 3 times to pass it.
Okay.
Isn't she a stripper?
I'm wrapping things up right now. If you would like, join the Jazz Bums Friday night.
Yes.
I might be going out of town, so I don't know if I'll be there, but Join Chris for the 4th or 5th hour of the Jazz Bombs with
This may or
Maz
may not happen. Yeah.
as they-
$85.
Well, Mazzy's not going to have his meds this month.
Yeah.
I'm on I don't pay for meds.
Okay, hang on. There's one last thing, Rob.
Yeah,
We talked about this earlier, but I've seen it asked a couple. Is the Miles session from Chad worth getting? If you think it's worth getting, it's worth getting.
Okay, it's ordered. You get your commission.
Actually, I'll go to your philosophy, Chris.
Yes.
There is the Kind of Blue 50th anniversary CD that has a ton of stuff, including the 4 songs that are on that album. And to Chris's point, it's only 30 minutes long. If you are a Miles completist on vinyl, then get it. But I'm okay not getting it. Those songs are excellent, but it's not Kind of Blue.
No, it's not.
Um,
I mean, I think it's cool, and if people are into it, do it.
I've been streaming. I've streamed them today multiple times. They're good songs.
I would say, if you're a real Miles person and you don't mind CDs, the Metal Spine series of all those are the fucking greatest things.
I don't think they did a Kind of Blue one though, did they, Mazzy?
Hold on.
But that's the didn't they?
I couldn't find it. I looked for it on the internet.
Hold up. Don't close down.
I saw the Metal Spine once out in the
For
world.
Kind of Blue?
No, it was all the
Isn't the Columbia year stuff? Yeah,
They were
okay.
the Columbia albums.
Yeah, that makes sense. I already have all that shit on MoFi though, just about. So it is kind of blue. That's true, CJ. That's a good point.
I think here's the thing about Miles. There's so much shit in his catalog. They're always reissuing shit.
Absolutely.
And here's the deal. Here's what this is what kind of makes this Kind of Blue thing small. It just doesn't end with his reissues, right?
Yeah.
Or new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna buy it because I kind of think it's bullshit, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, they.
So if you're into it, I mean, it's gonna be a nice package. It looks like it's well made. Obviously,
Yeah.
Chad made it. It's gonna be nice.
But we're coming into a part of the year where we have tons of shit that we want to get.
Dude, I bought 17 records yesterday.
That's what I was talking about earlier, Chris.
Yeah,
From that sale?
Yeah.
yeah,
You
dude.
get a bulk.
That's when I catch up. I'm like, I haven't bought a Tone Poet in 3 months.
I'm
And
interested to see
30%
what all's
off.
in this stack.
What did you
It'll be
just pull out,
it'll be
Dave?
next week.
Come
Well,
on, I want to go make dinner. 5 minutes. Five
This
more
Kind of
minutes.
Blue, I have like 2 or 3 copies in here. I don't know how I ended up with so many copies. Like in one sleeve.
Because it was a popular record and it's not hard to find.
I don't know. There's one. This is like
I
a
have bunch
nice
of Miles
with the circle
360.
360. But then I don't know what the other one is. Let me see.
You may be right. There's no Kind of Blue spot.
So, but do you have the Columbia years one? Was there a Columbia years?
Yes. Well,
No,
but
I
it
got
has
2 copies.
But it has
2 in here.
like 58 to 62, maybe.
That would
Yes,
be it.
CJ. The sale just started, CJ.
I didn't. I should have brought it up. Whatever.
Yeah,
I thought I had it.
So for anybody that doesn't know, You Discover Music is a universal
Glenn.
site that
They, every day there's new music buyers. Back in the 60s, 70s, records stayed in print for 20, 30 years. Keep this stuff coming. You don't have to buy it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't understand why people are upset, butthurt. Oh, they've reissued that so many times. I wish they'd keep everything in print. It's a different world. They're not going to do that. So anytime it comes out, every year there's someone new to music, to vinyl.
I think Glenn has a point on this specific release though, because it's just like extra shit that's been put out on CDs already. Like, I think
it's not on, but it hasn't been put on vinyl before.
I know, no, it hasn't, but it's still.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it, but I'm not upset that they're putting it out just because it's not for me.
I'm not upset.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't mind having that copy. That clear vinyl they did, Analog Productions, early on.
UHQR.
I'm going to lock you in the trunk of your car, Jim.
The Seaman colored vinyl.
Yeah, that one. Not the UHQR. Before that, the one that Teddy did the promo for when he worked at Vinyl Vault.
What happened to Teddy?
Hey, Matt,
I talk to him all the time.
Did you ever find out a price for the Doors box?
No, I haven't. I didn't ask him when I saw him, and I forgot, and I just,
Mazzy, Teddy works for Groove Washer. Do you know that company?
That's
They make
That sounds
products
familiar.
for cleaning records.
oh.
Listen, Mazzy hasn't cleaned his groove in years.
I'm on the shill with Humming Guru with the Chinese. So
Hold on.
It hasn't.
that-
It hasn't come out yet, Christopher.
I haven't
Here.
listened. They listened to the what?
This is
Rhino
my kit.
Doors
This is my
box.
Groove Washer.
I don't
kit
have
right
the
here.
Rhino's Doors box. I don't have it yet.
You
I don't
got
know
these, you
if I
set
don't
the
know if I'm
records on
getting a
those.
promo. I don't know if I'm getting a promo. No, I have not. But I will say this: I had lunch with 3 of the people from Rhino. There's some excellent things coming, and they listen to all this shit. Not necessarily Rob's show, but everyone says we want this, we want that. Believe me, they would love to get Led Zeppelin. They're not getting Led Zeppelin, at least in any time future. But a lot of these bands that we all request, they'd love to do it.
No,
And if
no
they
one's
can-
asking you that question, Mazzy. Just ask
No.
you, did you get the Doors box?
I told you I didn't get the Doors box. I don't know if I'm getting one or not.
No one asked about Led Zeppelin. Hey, I had a
But everyone,
complainer.
when they talk about Rhino Hi-Fi, they always ask about it.
I had a complainer last week's video. There's jazz talk. Then you start talking about Japanese music, and this is people talking about music. People.
Well, we talked about the
Okay.
Monkeys yesterday, so
But that wasn't on this stream. This is called Jazz Talk. We'll talk about whatever people still want to talk about. All right, we're going to end the stream. Mazzy has to go put a cold compress on his head. Thanks for joining.
I
really
love talking
appreciate
to
it.
Dave. I miss Dave in New York. One day we'll miss.
All right,
I love
go
talking to Chris.
Go to the Jazz Bums on Friday. Everyone.
Chris isn't as full of shit as Rob is, so he's easy to talk to.
Mazzy's ruining the stream. Our viewership just dropped 20 people.
See, we get along. Rob and I get along. We hate each other on.
No, we don't. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.